Masters of Sports. HTS is the ACC. No one's got more ACC sports. No one delivers more ACC championships than HTS. No one. Period. This is ACC country. This is HTS.
Hi, I'm Calvert Chain of the Washington Bullets.
I'm Chief Soulsby of the Metropolitan Police Department. We've joined together to curb youth violence.
That's right. Every time you introduce yourself to a D.C. police officer, you'll receive a Washington Bullet player card.
Each card has a message to help you in a tight situation.
Once you have all 6, bring the Hoops mascot card to any police station, and you will get a coupon to a Washington Bullets game.
Remember, collect the cards and practice the messages.
And visit the Bullets in our house.
Prime Racing travels the NASCAR circuit and previews each week's Winston Cup race on This Week in NASCAR.
HTS presents Major League Baseball tonight live from Baltimore's Camden Yards. It's the Orioles report on HTS. Eddie is back. That's right, folks. Eddie Murray back in an Orioles uniform for the first time since the end of the 1988 season. The Orioles acquired Eddie Murray in a deal yesterday for pitcher Kent Mercker of the Cleveland Indians. And what an afternoon it's been for Eddie Murray. The signs are up here at the ballpark. The fans gave him a standing ovation around batting practice. And hello, I'm Tom Davis, welcoming you to Baltimore's Camden Yards for all the festivities over the next half hour. You know, it was just about 10 days ago when Cal switched to third base from shortstop, and we had to put together a kind of a fast half hour on that. Well, tonight it's a half hour on Eddie Murray and his return to Baltimore. And then when we look back at Eddie's career right now, and you look back at some of the momentous occasions, I mean, Eddie Murray hitting here against the Chicago White Sox in postseason play in 1983 when the Orioles were in their last playoff position. Murray hitting home runs against the Philadelphia Phillies in Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. 2 home runs in one game there. Eddie Murray just doing a terrific job in that Orioles uniform, and his numbers now are so tremendous that he needs only 9 home runs to have 500 home runs and 3,000 career base hits, and there's been only 2 other players to do that in baseball history, Henry Aaron and also Willie Mays. Welcome back, Eddie, and welcome back to the Baltimore Orioles. Eddie Murray here in Baltimore. Now, earlier today, Eddie Murray had a chance to meet with the press, and he just had a good time, it seemed like, at the press conference here at Camden Yards.
Well, right now, I'm pretty excited about being here. Can't wait to get out on the field, actually, right now, and you know, just start swinging at this park for our home field. You know, you've been seeing guys hit the ball pretty well here, but I'm just really glad that Pat and the Angelos really fought to get me here, make this deal possible. You know, and I'm just hoping for the best right now.
Eddie, is this something you've thought about over the years, a return to Baltimore? And welcome back.
No, I didn't think it was, you know, possible, and thank you for welcoming me back here. But, you know, that was something, you know, once you were gone, you know, I didn't think about it again. And the fond memory, I think, is probably having your jersey retired and now unretired. I mean, I think Craig Robertson might have been the only other player that had it retired while he was still playing. So, you know, that was neat right there.
I guess you never say never, do you?
Well, no, you never say never because you look funny doing, you know, that speech and trying to cover it up. So, you know, I'm here again, and like I said, I'm really pretty happy right now. No, I haven't made any plans beyond this year. We'll see how things go here. Hopefully, you know, I would like to make that announcement. I mean, you know, you would not like to have, you know, people just say you're done. I mean, you know, I think I can pretty well judge that, but, you know, we'll get through this one here, and hopefully, like I said, I can still prove to people I can play.
First of all, you know, he can still play and he can still hit, and secondly, I think that it is known throughout baseball circles that he was a very positive force in that Cleveland clubhouse. So that's something that certainly can't hurt any club, and certainly not the Orioles.
Well, yeah, it was a lot going on there. I think we had a lot of guys. We had a few cry, and I mean, really, it was it's tough leaving. I mean, the guys there we're buddies. I mean, and we were in that war together, and I think it was hard on a lot of them to see what was going on the last few weeks there, and I'm thinking that they were really glad to just finally, to see me go and to have a chance of doing something, because they all wanted to see me hit 500, and and I think that's what this season was about, and like, when is he going to do it? And it was close. It was a close bunch.
Eddie, do you think things for you personally, can ever be the same here again? I'm going back to the glory days in the early 80s when you were at your happiest. I mean, can you return personally to those days here again and maybe brush off some of the things that have happened in the past?
Yeah, the day's a new day. You, like I said, I honestly think a lot of people are excited about me coming here, and right now I'm very excited about coming here and getting some at-bats, and hopefully we can get this team up into the playoffs and, cause some trouble there and maybe, be in the World Series.
Part of the Orioles' glorious past, leading the Orioles to that great Orioles magic in the late 70s and the early 80s. Eddie Murray waving to the fans of Baltimore here at the ballpark tonight. And his grin is probably the biggest I've ever seen him wear. He's happy, I think, to get out of Cleveland and be back home in Baltimore where he belongs. Eddie Murray back here in an Orioles uniform as tonight's DH. And the Orioles have solved the problem there at DH. Bobby Bonilla didn't want the job, and Eddie Murray certainly relishes the opportunity to be a switch-hitting DH here for the Orioles. For more on the Eddie Murray situation and tonight's game, let's go upstairs now to my colleagues, Mel Proctor and Mike Flanagan.
Thank you, Tom. Well, Mike, big story tonight, of course, is the return of Eddie Murray, and we pretty well covered that, and we'll continue to cover it throughout the night. But of major concern is the injury situation right now. Brady Anderson has appendicitis. No one knows exactly where he is or what's up with him. Rafael Palmeiro's back in the lineup after sitting out a game with a bad wrist. Robbie Alomar says he'll be back tomorrow. Billy Ripken has a bad back, and I know from your standpoint, that of a pitcher, a pitching coach, the arms aren't in too good shape right now.
No, they're not. They were very short in the bullpen after a long series at Fenway Park, and what has happened is you trade Kent Merker, who was an available arm out of the bullpen, to the Cleveland Indians. You bring Jimmy Haynes out of the bullpen to make him a starter. It leaves a tremendous hole in the bullpen, and Arthur Rhodes, though he's not been on the DL until today, now you call Rick Kribda back because you need another pitcher and another arm. So the Orioles very short-handed out in that bullpen.
We're both feeling well, just in case you're interested. Tom?
Okay, Mel, back down here on the field. We're going to take a short break, but some of the memories of the Orioles' glorious past occurred here on September the 6th, 1995. We're going to go back to Cal Ripken's comments on Eddie Murray on game 21-31.
Dad and Mom laid the foundation for my baseball career and for my life. And when I got to the big leagues, there was a man, Eddie Murray. Who showed me how to play this game day in and day out. I thank him for his example and for his friendship. I was lucky to have him as my teammate for the years we were together, and I congratulate him on the great achievement of 3,000 hits this year.
Where do Volvos really cost less? Annapolis. Because Annapolis Volvo Subaru will meet or beat any competitive price. Annapolis Volvo Subaru is the area's premier Volvo dealership. Year after year, the area's leader in customer satisfaction. And Annapolis Volvo Subaru is closer than you think. Just minutes from Baltimore and Washington. So if you're looking for a new or quality pre-owned Volvo, visit Annapolis Volvo Subaru today and see why we say Volvos cost less in Annapolis.
Hey, Rafi, what are you doing?
They told me that if I hit the cycle, someone could win $1 million.
No, Rafi, it's hit for the cycle in Giant Food and HTS Orioles $1 Million Magic. If any Oriole hits for the cycle in any HTS O's TV game during the '96 season, the lucky winner gets $1 million. The entries on for each game wins a 27-inch Sony stereo color TV. Play Orioles $1 Million Magic at Giant today. Hey, Raffy, where you going?
I'm going to practice my swing.
Previously on Orioles baseball.
Tries another curveball, and it's lashed. Oh, a play by Cal from his knees. Got him! Oh, my, what a way to start at third base.
Coming soon to Camden Yards. Come out to see the Birds battle the Brewers August 14th, and you'll really have a ball, because all kids 14 and under will get a free Orioles team autographed baseball, compliments of Nations Bank. It's sure to become a collector's item, so get your tickets today.
Help the rocket get back to Earth. Help the knight reach the castle. Maybe I should go this way. Help the Jeep Wrangler find the fishing hole.
The all-new Jeep Wrangler. It's even more fun than you imagined.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
HTS presents the Midas Davey Johnson Report. Here's Orioles manager Davey Johnson with Mel Proctor.
All right, thank you, Tom. Eddie Murray is back with the Orioles, acquired from the Cleveland Indians in a trade for Ken Merker. And, Davey, what do you think of the trade?
Well, I think it was a good trade. You know, I think Kent Merker needed a change of scenery, and, you know, hopefully he'll get his stuff back and help the Indians. But we needed a bat. We're banged up. Even if we were healthy, we could still use an Eddie Murray. He brings a lot of intangible to a ball club, but he's just a great grinder. He loves to play the game of baseball, and he can hit. He can still hit. So our offense needs a shot in the arm. He's the guy to do it.
How do you plan to use him?
Well, I've talked to him. His shoulders bother him a little bit playing first, but he'd have to get some treatment for it. Basically, he's happy to DH. That was a wonderful conversation I had. I hadn't found anybody who wanted to DH around here.
I do. I'll do it.
Yeah. But he was real happy about it. It was fun for me at the press conference, unretiring 33 and reactivating, so that's great.
The Orioles split a 4-game series in Boston with the Red Sox. What impression did you come away with from that?
Well, it was real gutty performance by our pitching staff, which is really short. And, you know, when you don't have Alomar and Palmeiro and Anderson in the lineup to win, you know, 2 out of 4 from them, it was pretty good because they got some firepower over there. And, you know, Roger Clemens, they even threw him 160-some pitches to try to beat us. To come back after they tied it and beat it in the extra innings was a great team effort.
How about the hospital report? I know Brady Anderson has appendicitis. He's not in the lineup tonight. What's the latest on him?
Well, unfortunately, Brady's trying to heal himself, and you know, he had a great doctor there from UMass, Dr. Myers, that wanted to go in and do this special procedure. They thought maybe he could be back by the weekend, but Brady didn't want to miss any time, wanted to try to play today, and unfortunately, he's not doing so good. So I really don't know. We're hopeful that he'll listen to some doctor's advice here.
Will he be in uniform tonight?
At this time, I don't really know where Brady is, to be honest with you. I know he's under the weather. He's probably in bed or he's probably in the hospital.
What about Robbie Alomar? I was talking to him. He said he's feeling better. He hopes to be back by tomorrow.
Well, that'll be a big shot in the arm. You know, we need his leadership on the field, need him out there, and didn't want to take a chance early, and is still probably needs more time to completely recover. But hopefully we can get him in there tomorrow.
Rafael Palmeiro is back in the lineup after sitting out a game. I assume his injured wrist is a little better.
He said it's much better today. The swelling has gone down some, and he had a good BP, so he's going to try it.
Jimmy Haynes is back in the rotation off some very good outings out of the bullpen.
Yeah, I'm happy the way things have gone with Jimmy Haynes. He's really thrown the ball well. He's had good command of his curveball. He's quit flying out like he was doing early when he was starting, and he's shown great command and more velocity with his fastball. So hopefully he's back to where he was at the end of last year.
The Orioles got off to such a great start, 11-2, and the Minnesota Twins were one of the victims early on in the schedule. Is it good to see them again?
Well, they got a fine ball club. Even though they miss Kirby a lot, they've got very offensive oriented, and they got some young pitchers. One going tonight, Robertson is a fine young left-hander. So I like their ball club. They're up and coming. They're a developing ball club.
All right. How are you feeling, by the way?
I'm feeling good. It's nice to have 33 here. I feel a little bit better.
All right, thank you, Davey. Tom, back to you. Okay, Mel, that wraps up the Midas Davey Johnson report. We'll be back with more from Baltimore's Camden Yards as the Orioles report continues on HTS in just a moment.
The 1996 Toyota Invitational, featuring 20 of the Senior Tour's best, including Hale Irwin. So come out to Cattail Creek on August 12th and 13th for simply the best golf action. Also catch local club pros and their club champion competing for the Toyota Invitational Cup. That's 3 great events in one. Proceeds benefit these local charities. For tickets, stop by these locations or call 410-992-5500. Hey, Baltimore, you're on the tee.
If you're a homeowner or excavator anywhere in Northern Virginia, D.C., or Maryland, then you need to know about Miss Utility. With one quick phone call, you can have all appropriate member utilities visit your home or construction site to mark the location of underground wires, pipes, or cables. You must call at least 48 hours before you do any digging. To reach Miss Utility, call 1-800-257-7777. For safety's sake, call Miss Utility. It's the law.
One loan, one payment each month, and nothing more.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
If you're like most homeowners, you're paying a mortgage, several credit cards, and an auto loan each month. That's why the Money Store introduced the combo loan. With a combo loan from the Money Store, you can refinance your mortgage and consolidate your bills. You'll have one loan, one payment, and write just one check each month.
Plus, the interest can be tax deductible.
One loan, one payment with a combo loan from the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Watkins and Mitsubishi announced the biggest sporting event of 1996. The TV toss. That's right. Now you can toss your little TV and get a Mitsubishi big screen, big tube, or VCR. Pay nothing down, no interest accrued, and make absolutely no monthly payments for 15 months. At all Watkins locations.
Welcome back to HTS's coverage of the Orioles on the Orioles Report. It's time now for the accuracy statistics. Here's Mike Flanagan.
Well, thank you, Tom. David Wells still remains the Oriole leader at over 3-1, which is a terrific ratio. Randy Myers came down a bit after a stint in Boston. Mike Mussina looked for his numbers to go up as things could roll on to the end of the season. Arthur Rhodes will remain the same at 2.6-1. Arthur goes on the disabled list today. And also look for Jimmy Haynes' numbers to go on the upside with him starting tonight back in the rotation. So that's the accurate report. And back to you, Tom.
Thanks, Mike. Back down here on the field with Eddie Murray just arriving in Baltimore. First off, your thoughts on coming back to what we think is your home?
Well, it's great to be here. I mean, it's, I walked in the press conference today and ended up seeing a whole lot of people there you knew in the past. And right now, you're just kind of hoping to get this underway. You just don't know what to really expect, but, you just hope good things.
You feel like you're just strictly going to be the DH here now?
He mentioned maybe a few days out there, maybe to give Ralphie a day or two off, but primarily I think that's what he wants me to do.
From the standpoint of the trade rumors, I mean, you must have heard them there over the course of the last week to 10 days. Were you happy that, the thoughts of coming to Baltimore, I mean, that was the team that wanted you?
Well, it was different in hearing it just because of, like I said, the winter. I thought I was going to get to come through here and talk to Pat and all and, to see what we could do. And I tell you, the weird thing is just to be here now in the middle of the season because, there are trades that happen during the season, but it was just a little different. You seem like a lot longer than 3 weeks.
This point of your career, I mean, how do you feel about your career as you look back on it?
Not bad. Not bad. I feel pretty good about it. Once I think I sit down, I mean, you really absorb some of the things. That's the one thing I think that made me and that Cleveland ball club very close because, they would make jokes every day once you pass somebody or, they would start asking for this. Are we stopping the game today? They made it fun.
It seemed like a lot of the Cleveland players very disappointed that they were willing to part with you.
They are. It's a weird clubhouse compared to the average. we have a lot of music and stuff going. We do things a little different over there, and you know, I think it took Mike Hargrove a time to get used to that this is what makes these guys loose and play. They're a very talented ball club, and you know, I kind of came in and just kind of, I fit in, and things helped.
Is it surprising that Cleveland's in a race really this season now with the White Sox? I mean, it's so close. It's only 3 or 4 games after the 100 wins in 144 games last year.
Well, see, that's the crazy thing. Everybody thinks we were just going to go out and hammer it out again. I mean, but it took teams struggling last year, but us having an exceptional year there. You know, it's a panic there, and it doesn't need to be. You know, that team is not really responding to a lot of things that are, you know, that are coming from upstairs, downstairs, and I think if, you know, you can keep some of that out of that locker room, I think those guys could really play.
And you've played in this park, obviously, before. How does this park play for you compared to, say, like Memorial Stadium?
Well, it's right field looks pretty, you know, tempting out there, but left field you got to hit the ball, but then you have the short wall out there also. You know, and as long as it stays warm here and we can keep the rain out of Baltimore here, you know, you're pretty sure that the ball's going to travel pretty well in the warm heat here.
Evaluate the Orioles club. I mean, you've seen it from afar over the last couple of years. What do you think of this year's edition?
Nobody really likes pitching to them. I mean, they got some very talented hitters, and, you know, you've heard that the pitcher staff has struggled from time to time, but then the hitters have also. You just hope we all can start to click here. You know, we're not that far out.
Yeah, I had a chance to chat with you a little bit. I know you're great friends with him.
Well, yeah, it's almost as if it hasn't really stopped. You just hope he's got a wrestling partner now when we go in there.
Well, it's great to see you back, and welcome back to Baltimore. Eddie Murray back in town, and he'll be tonight's designated hitter and manager Davey Johnson's lineup. That wraps up this edition of the HTS Orioles Report. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Treat the customer the way you want to be treated. Not just words, but a business philosophy that works. You see, at Herb Gordon Auto World, Jim and Tom Gordon like choices, so it's simple. They offer you choices. Family cars, economy, midsize, and luxury. Minivans, trucks, and sport utilities. Different manufacturers. Lots of choices. One location. Herb Gordon Auto World, the automotive wonder of the world.
Be sure to get your shot with a Canon Sure Shot, like the new Sure Shot 60 Zoom. A little beauty of a zoom with a great big viewfinder.
Hi, I'm Mike Flanagan, and I've got to share this news with you about luxury sedans. The Acura 3.5 RL is one terrific car. I ought to know. I drive one.
You say your painted wood's looking kind of dirty? Clean it with new Armor All Painted Wood Wash. Just spray it on, then rinse away the dirt and mold and mildew stains to make your paint look great again. New Armor All Painted Wood Wash.
Hi, this is Jim, and I can't come to the phone right now. I'm on another line.
Ocean City, Maryland. Let yourself go. Call 1-800-OC-OCEAN.
HTS ready to play with DC United and Major League Soccer. Oh, yeah. Outdoor Pro Soccer rules. DC United takes on Columbus Sunday, July 28th at 7:30 on HTS.
That's where the Orioles play.
Call Domino's Pizza now and have a hot, fresh pizza delivered to you during the game. Welcome back here to Baltimore's Camden Yards as we take a look at the Citgo Bridal League leaders. Here are Eddie Murray's statistics with the Orioles and where he ranks in Oriole history. Third in hits, second in home runs, just surpassed this season by Cal Ripken, by the way. Third in RBIs, and also third in runs scored. And with 491 career home runs, I think Eddie will have a good time with Cal the rest of the way here at Baltimore's Camden Yards the second half of the season. You know, they had a major press conference. You saw that earlier here on HTS. Davey Johnson, the Orioles manager, had some remarks to make after the press conference was over with Eddie Murray.
I mean, he's just right up there with Frank Robinson, who I thought was one of the greatest players I ever got a chance to play with. And I played with Hank Aaron. Eddie's right in that class. 3,000 hits and 500 home runs, that's beyond my comprehension.
Davey, you know Eddie played some third base. Hey. Days are over. Only in a pinch.
Well, it looks like it's a very happy time here in Baltimore. The Orioles manager with his new DH, Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray showing a big smile on his face. And with me now, Stan the Fan Charles, who was at the press conference. Tell us about your feelings as to what went on there.
First of all, that clip, I think, was to a question or a statement I made to Davey Johnson. I said, you know, Eddie can play a little third base. And they kind of broke up about that. And he says, only in a pinch. I think any Oriole fan that has an ounce of heart left in him has got to be tremendously excited about this move. What it's going to do on the playing field, only time will tell, but I think what it's going to do in the stands and in the clubhouse is going to be very positive right now.
From what I talked with Eddie earlier, he seemed like he wanted to come back during the offseason, maybe was disappointed that he didn't arrive here for opening day.
I think this has been in the back of his mind the last year or so. I think he'd like to close it all out with the Baltimore Orioles, and I'm hopeful that he'll get his 500 home runs this year, finish on an up note this year, and come back for one more year and do it right and maybe really help this ball club to a championship.
Well, the ball club obviously is somewhat lingered this year. Can he put him over the hump and maybe head him in the right direction after leading the Indians last year?
Well, I'll tell you, can he single-handedly do it? No, but he might be the catalyst to changing a little bit of the energy and the intensity in that clubhouse and get back to being a professional winning unit. And he might show some of that leadership they've been looking for.
Fans look like they really are loving the idea of Eddie being back here.
There's going to be a small segment of fans, and I think a lot of them think that I would be one that would be against this move. I'm tremendously excited about it. I think the announcement tonight when his name is in the lineup and he actually comes up to the plate is going to be a tremendous moment.
I think for all of us, you look back on Eddie Murray's career and you only wish that he could have spent his entire career here in Baltimore because, guys like Brooks Robinson, Jim Palmer did, and obviously Cal Ripken will complete his career here. And, for Eddie Murray, I mean, he's right in with that league of those players.
There's no question about it, and that wasn't asked of him today at the press conference, but I think in the back of his mind, I wonder if Eddie, if he had it to do all over again, wouldn't have liked to have been at this moment in his career, having played his whole career in an Orioles uniform. I think he would have.
Our thanks to Stan the Fan Charles. You can listen to him tonight 10 to 1 on WCBM Sports Talk with him tonight. Eddie Murray getting ready, the Orioles getting ready, and so are Mel Proctor and Mike Flanagan. It's going to be Rich Robertson pitching for the Minnesota Twins. The Orioles counter with Jimmy Haynes. He's back in the rotation. The Orioles and the Twins first of three, and all three are on HTS. The Orioles and the Twins next on HTS.
HTS knows how to make soccer heads happy. We got some kind of soccer 7 days a week. We got DC United. Cool new Major League Soccer. More outdoor soccer? Okay. How about the A-League? Indoor? You got it. With Washington Warthog Soccer. And Mondays 4 to 6 in the afternoon? Nothing but soccer. There's only one place for soccer heads. 7 days a week. HTS. HTS in August. Ready to play as the summer games in full steam. The Orioles. Our all-star cast is ready for the playoff race. Soccer, always ready with DC United Outdoors and Warthogs Indoor. Ready to play with the World Cup of Hockey and the triumphant return of college football. The summer games you want are here all August long. Only on HTS. Ready to play.
HTS, ready to play. And now we're ready to play online, big time, with America Online. You want your team's inside stats and skeds? You want to chat with sports stars and other cyber fans? You want games with prizes like free ticks and free AOL hours? You want to really get an inside look at Orioles, Bullets, Cats, and DC United games? To play, go online with America Online. Keyword HTS. If you want to become a member of America Online, call this toll-free number right now.
It's hot out there. It's cold out there. It's rough. It's hard on cars out there. So you'll find Merchants. Merchants everywhere. Merchants Tire and Auto Centers. Tires, maintenance, auto repairs. The top tire brands, over 50 years experience, guaranteed to meet all competition's out-the-door bottom-line prices. Plus, 29-minute Tire Express. Now that's service. It's wear, it's tear, it's hot, it's cold. Don't go jumping here and there. Come to Merchants. All your car needs, all in one place.
Tonight, one of the most beloved athletes ever to play in the city of Baltimore is back. After an 8-year absence, future Hall of Famer Eddie Murray will once again wear the Orioles black and orange. He played the first 12 years of his Major League career with the Orioles. Now they are reunited. The return of Eddie Murray is up next on HTS.
Presents Major League Baseball. Tonight, live from Oriole Park at Camden Yards, it's the Orioles and the Minnesota Twins. After returning from Fenway Park in Boston where the Orioles split a 4-game series, tonight they open up a 7-game homestand beginning with a 3-game set against the Minnesota Twins. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Camden Yards. I'm Mel Proctor along with Mike Flanagan. Tonight, Eddie Murray is wearing an Oriole uniform, coming back after leaving the club in 1988 in a trade. He returns with 491 career home runs. Still one of the greatest switch hitters of all time and a first-ballot Hall of Famer. And what exactly does Eddie bring to this club?
Well, I think
big numbers.
Yeah, that's right. I think experience in the clubhouse, I think experience on the field, experience in the dugout, one of the greatest clutch RBI men of all time, but I think it gives Davey Johnson that switch-hitting DH that he's looked for all season. Bobby Bonilla was tried there, but Eddie certainly will adjust to the role, and what it gives Davey's another right-handed bat. The Orioles just 12-18 against left-handed starters, and we'll just see how much Eddie Murray has left.
All right, we'll be back with the starting lineup in a moment. HTS coverage of Orioles baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With low fares on every flight, every seat, every day, fly Southwest Airlines, celebrating 25 years of love from Southwest to you. By your friends at Toyota for quality and service is simply the best. See your Toyota dealer today. By Giant Food, quality, value, and service. That's Giant, your place to save. By Miller Lite, when you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite, life is good. By Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages, the book 9 out of 10 people use and keep and count on. By Mountain Dew, do the do. By your Subaru dealer, who invites you to come in and experience the beauty of all-wheel drive. And by Safeway Food and Drug, nobody does it better.
Toyota truck, I'll take my big Toyota too. Search far and wide and low and high for our broken down buddy Lou. Could have had a bigger payload, more power and savings too, but he chose instead this truck to stand and the lack of value blue. Yeah, that's some kind of rock, all right. Better than all the rest.
Looks like we've got a new pitcher, and... Hey, that's a fan. Get security.
Easy there, Mike. It's the Southwest Airlines Strike Zone Sweepstakes. Every Saturday home game, a lucky winner gets 3 shots at the Strike Zone.
They'll get them next time.
You can win discounts on Southwest Airlines. You might even win 4 round-trip tickets to any Southwest Airlines destination.
Sounds great, Mel. How do you get a shot to win?
Well, all you have to do is send your name, address, and phone number to this address.
I'm going to enter.
Sorry, Mike. Not eligible. Read the legal stuff.
See what it means to get a new kind of clean. New Lever 2000 Deodorant Body Wash. Deodorant clean right down to your toes. A moisturized clean wherever it goes. Lever Lever 2000 Body Wash helps lock in moisture while it deodorizes. For a soft-feeling mom, a great-smelling dad, the best kind of clean that you've ever had. Lever 2000 Body Wash for all your 2000 parts.
It could happen in a flash. In a split second, a dream could come true. And now, thanks to Luskin's, you can experience it larger than life on a Mitsubishi big screen. At all Luskin's locations.
Back to Camden Yards. Here are the Safeway starting lineups tonight. For the Minnesota Twins, Chuck Knobloch leading the league with a .368 average, will lead off and play second base. Rich Becker is in center field. The great Paul Molitor is the designated hitter, batting third. Marty Cordova, last year's Rookie of the Year, is in left field, batting fourth. Scott Zehoviak at first base. Roberto Kelly in right field. Switch hitting Dave Hollins at third. Pat Mears at short. And Mike Durant is the catcher. And the starting pitcher is lefty Rich Robertson.
Well, the 6'4" Rich Robertson, fastball, cutter, curve changed. Last time out, walked a season-high 8 batters. Those you see there are just 12 and 18 versus left-handers this season. I guess that's why Eddie is here. Robertson, though he's 0-2 against the Orioles this year, he had the unfortunate mishap, I guess, of starting against Mike Mussina.
And the Safeway batting order tonight for the Orioles. Mike Devereaux will lead off and play center field. Mark Smith is in left. Cal Ripken at shortstop, batting third. Rafael Palmeiro returns to the lineup at first base. Bobby Bonilla is in right field. Eddie Murray is the designated hitter. DJ Surhoff at third base. Chris Hoyles will catch, and Manny Alexander gets a start tonight at second base. And opposing Rich Robertson out of the bullpen, Jimmy Haynes.
Oh, Jimmy Haynes finally gets a start also. 23 years of age. The key to Jimmy's game will be to get more than just his fastball over the plate. Really did a nice job out of the bullpen, going 2-0 with a save. 3.18 ERA. So we'll see if Jimmy can get it back on track and be the starter he was the end of last season.
The umpires for tonight's game, Tim Cheetah's behind the plate, Tim McClelland at first base, Ed Hickox at second, and Ted Barrett working at third. The Orioles have had good success against the Minnesota Twins this year. They're 4-2 against the Twins, but haven't faced them since April. Early in the season, they took 2 out of 3 from the Twins here, and then went to the Metrodome and took 2 out of 3 there.
Yeah, and there were some dogfights early in the season, even though the Orioles got off to that great start. A number of those games being low scoring.
Jimmy Haynes making his third start against the Twins. They have beaten him twice. Chuck Knobloch having a tremendous year, hitting .368. Will lead off for the Minnesota Twins. Knobloch, the only Twin on the All-Star team. He was hoping that he might get a start when Roberto Alomar injured himself. But, of course, Alomar went to the All-Star game and played, which has been a slight source of controversy since he has come back after the All-Star break, an All-Star game, and had physical problems and has been in and out of the lineup.
One has not been able to really play. Batted left-handed yesterday against a left-handed starter.
And Knobloch does get hit a lot because he stands very close to the plate. I was talking with Robbie Alomar before the game, and he said he hopes to be in the lineup tomorrow night. Said his sprained ring finger on his left hand is feeling much better.
Well, I think that's why you see Manny Alexander at second base in the Oriole lineup tonight. The choices really were Jeff Hewson, a left-hander against a left-handed starter, or Roberto Alomar batting left-handed against a left-handed starter, but Robbie really can't play in the field.
Knobloch leading the league in hitting. Alex Rodriguez, the great young shortstop from Seattle, is second, and Robbie Alomar third. Here's Manny playing second base tonight. 3-1 to Knobloch.
Well, they really need a nice, outing from Jimmy Haynes, the bullpen. Really on the short side. Rick Cribb, their recall from AAA, but is not here. Bullpen very limited.
Good pitch by Haynes. That is 3-2 to Knobloch. Haynes had a terrible spring. He was actually penciled into the rotation. All he had to do was pitch decently. Came out of spring training with some bad numbers. Started the year slowly. Was banished to the bullpen. And now making his first start since June the 6th. And he walks the leadoff batter, Chuck Knobloch, and that could spell trouble The Twins like to run. They're third in the league in stolen bases. They're a team with virtually no power. They've only hit 73 home runs, next to last in the league, so they will run, steal bases. They'll play hit and run, try to make a lot of things happen on the bases. Tonight's Giant HTS Orioles $1 Million Magic contestant is Christopher Davis of Baltimore. Christopher has automatically won a Sony 27-inch stereo television, and if an Oriole hits for the cycle in tonight's game, Christopher wins $1 million. Turn your field of dreams into a field of green by playing Giant HTS Orioles $1 Million Magic, and see your local Giant for details. Ball 1 to Rich Becker. After a slow start, he's come on strong and is finally developing into the player the Twins had hoped he'd be. Hitting well, playing the outfield extremely well.
Yeah, he's hitting .378 over his last 11 games.
Knobloch is a threat to run. He's stolen 19 bases. 1-1.
Well, what pitching coach Pat Dobson wants Jimmy Haynes to do is to attack the strike zone just like he did as a starter. I guess the difference being when you start, you have 3 or 4 days to think about it. When you're out of that bullpen, the phone rings, you get up, you take your 2 best pitches, and you go to war, I guess. They want him to do that as a starter. Very successful out of the bullpen.
Knobloch, a very successful base stealer throughout his career. He's been successful on 76% of his career stolen bases.
Just a hard-nosed player. Some debate of who is the best second baseman in the league. I'm sure if you talk to a lot of the Twins fans, they'd certainly say Knobloch. And he's been very vocal, I guess, that he will not take less money to stay in Minnesota, whereas some other players may have. I guess Kent Herbeck comes to mind, and Kirby Puckett.
But it's an interesting situation because he will become a free agent only if he's given credit for the time he missed during the players' strike. If he doesn't get credit for that, he will not be a free agent. He'll have to go to arbitration. And because Kirby Puckett has retired, the thinking is that maybe they're in a better financial position to pay Chuck Knobloch, even though Puckett will continue to get paid. The team took out an insurance policy on Kirby, which will pay 50% of the salary. So that takes him off the hook for about half of $6.5 million a year.
I was going to say, that's pretty significant.
3-2 to Becker. You can expect Knobloch to be running. Paul Molitor is on deck.
Well, Jimmy Haynes is very much aware of how short the Orioles are in the bullpen. There really is not a long man on call.
Knobloch runs, and it's line foul.
Give that man a contract.
First, Knobloch is back. Rich Becker finally coming into his own. He's still a relatively young player. He's only 24, but he was a third-round pick in June of 1990. He's had some problems with injuries so far. And that's ball 4 to Knobloch. So Jimmy Haynes has walked the first 2 hitters. And now that brings up a real good hitter in Paul Molitor.
Number 4, Paul Molitor.
I don't think it would take very long for Pat Dobson to come out of the Orioles dugout. You see Hoyle's out right away. And that's the biggest difference. I don't want to understate it. You know, big difference when you come out of the bullpen. When that phone rings, you can just get ready. You really don't know the situation, who's going to be hitting, and you're going to be right into a frying pan. But as a starter, you have 4 days to think about it. Think about facing someone like Paul Molitor. How are you going to pitch him? What kind of stuff am I going to have? Things that you don't worry about when you're out in the bullpen.
And at the age of 39, soon to be 40 in August, Molitor's having another outstanding year, hitting .321 with 7 homers, 66 runs batted in. Haynes tries a curveball and it doesn't break.
Well, so far he's thrown nothing but fastballs, so sometimes when you're walking people, you fall into that trap, and as the opening graphic said, he needs to have more than 1 pitch to be successful. So far, he's tried to make that his fastball, but he's missed.
And he misses low with a fastball and falls behind 2-0 on a very dangerous hitter, Paul Molitor, and that'll bring Pat Dobson out to the mound. So a rough beginning for Jimmy Haynes. Haynes has really been an enigma because he's a kid with a great arm, good fastball, a couple of good breaking balls, came up last year in September and was at times overpowering.
Yeah, he really didn't walk people. He pitched 24 innings last year, walked 12, but struck out 22. Only gave up 11 hits in 24 innings the end of last season.
But this year he's appeared very nervous and tentative, unsure of himself on the mound.
Sometimes
getting a reprieve tonight. He's walked the first 2 hitters.
That is a little overwhelming. You work your way through the minor leagues and you have this dream probably since Little League of making it to the major leagues. Then all of a sudden it's handed to you. And many times you're not mentally tough enough. You get overwhelmed.
Molitor takes a strike, and it's 2-1. Marley's still one of the best clutch hitters in the game. He's hitting .316 with men in scoring position this year, and already has 2 hits off Jimmy Haynes this season.
Well, and at the age of 39, he's the only Twin not to miss a game this season.
Ground ball back to Haynes. To third for 1. Over to first, not in time. I guess he was trying to start a triple play. I have no other idea. Usually he would just turn and go to second with that ball, but he went to third.
Well, I think it may have shocked B.J. Surhoff at third base. The play that I guess the traditional way of doing this, you see B.J. barely moves towards third base, and then he's not quite sure where he should go. Again, this is, I think, just a testament to maybe how nervous Jimmy Haynes is. He just turns around and tries to get it out somewhere, I guess.
Well, he couldn't possibly have thought they could turn a triple play on a ball not hit real hard. Instead of going to second, he goes to third. Knobloch is retired. Becker goes to second. Molitor reaches on a fielder's choice, and now Marty Cordova's up, and he takes ball 1. Cordova, the Rookie of the Year in the American League last year. No sophomore jinx for him. He's hitting .320 and has driven in 63 runs. Not hitting for as much power as the Twins thought he would, but been a good hitter.
Yeah, former Rookie of the Year.
He has also hit well with men in scoring position. .324. You see the rain falling in the background. It's been raining off and on all day. Very cool night for this time of year. It's 75 degrees.
I like it.
Except for the rain, it's quite pleasant. Breaking ball doesn't do anything. 2-1.
Well, and so far I think that these Twins hitters will, with a couple more curveballs like that, they will eliminate that pitch. They'll just start leaning back, waiting for the fastball. And we've seen Jimmy Haynes pitch well at the bullpen. He gets that curveball over. The hitters have to wait.
3-1.
And the trap that Jimmy Haynes fell into early in this season, he would start peeling off towards first base with that front shoulder, trying to be quick. It's many times cause from insecurity. You want to make sure you get a little extra on the ball, and what happens is that front shoulder leaves, and you peel off towards first base.
Line foul, and it's 3-2 to Marty Cordova.
And what it does is when that front shoulder opens, the hitter sees the ball earlier. We talked about Jimmy Haynes being very sneaky last season. And because that front shoulder stays closed to the last instant, the ball is hidden from the hitter.
Tom Kelly, who's guided the Twins to 2 World Series championships in '87 and '91, is now talking contract with the Twins about an extension. Says he doesn't want to manage any place but Minnesota. He's done a fine job again this year with a team that, compared to some of the big market teams, doesn't have as much talent, but he always seems to get the most out of what he has.
He's still considered one of the best in this league, if not in all of baseball. Always seems to make do with what he has.
And now it's raining a little harder. See if the runners go. They do. And the pitch is lined into center field. Rich Becker will come in to score. Molitor goes to third, and the Twins take the lead 1-0. And the first 4 hitters have reached base safely. Well, Marty Cordova, his 64th run batted in.
Well, it's 3-2, and Cordova is just trying to put this ball in play, not trying to pull it. You can see, and it probably breaks Cordova's bat. But because of the count, he's swinging, anticipating a strike.
and just fights it off into the outfield.
And with that base hit, Marty Cordova's extended his current hitting streak to 8 consecutive games. He had a 23-gamer earlier this year, which is tied for the longest in the major leagues this year. Here's Scott Zehoviak up with runners at first and third and 1 out. It takes a fastball high.
Really, Zehoviak is one of the Twins hitters in this lineup that is not swinging the bat real well at this time. Just 1 for his last 13.
And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Zehoviak is 2 for 5, however, off Jimmy Haynes this year. Belted into right center field in the alley. Molitor will come in to score to make it 2-0. Cordova's being held at third, and into second with a stand-up double is Scott Zehoviak. And it's been rough sledding so far for Jimmy Haynes.
Well, so far he's shown that he's only getting his fastball over the plate, and this is a bell-tie fastball. And Zehoviak, even though he's been struggling, that's a pitch that's easily handled. So he's going to need to start getting that breaking ball over. And again, I'm sure the Orioles are very nervous about their bullpen situation.
2-0 Minnesota. Roberto Kelly jumps on the first pitch, hits it in the air to right center. Mike Devereaux makes the catch. Runner at third tags heading home, and it's 3-0. Marty Cordova scores on the sacrifice fly. Zehoviak goes to third, and a great start for Minnesota.
Batting 7, the third baseman, number 15, Dave Hollins.
And now with 2 outs, switch hitting third baseman Dave Hollins comes up. This team has very little power, which is a departure from the past. You think of Minnesota Twins teams, you think of Harmon Killebrew and Bob Allison and Kent Herbeck, big sluggers. This is a team that doesn't have much power. Hollins leads the team with 10 home runs. Haynes tries another curve, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, so he's in one of those situations. He knows he has to get that pitch over, but every time he throws it for the ball, the more convinced the Twins hitters are that he can't get it over.
Popped up foul out of play.
Well, this is why you're seeing all these great swings from the Twins hitters.
It's raining all right. Base hits and runs.
You know, they're not a powerful team, but I'll tell you, we've seen a few line drives hit already, and that's the way this team, Twins team, attacks the opposition.
That's high. Haynes has been behind on, I think, every hitter so far, except for Kelly with the first pitch.
Well, I know he's had, I think, at least 3 3-2 counts.
A lot of pitches for 1 inning.
And more balls than strikes.
2-2. Dave Hollins, who spent most of his career in the National League with the Phillies. Hard ground ball. Manny Alexander is up with it and throws him out. But the Twins score 3 off a very shaky Jimmy Haynes in the first inning, and Minnesota's ahead 3-0.
Sometimes little things say a lot, like this clip that lots of car makers use under the hood to connect components to the body shell. Quick and easy. Toyota uses nuts and bolts welded solidly in place. That's Toyota quality. In cars like Corolla, affordable, dependable, and now an even better value. But you knew that. Toyota, the official vehicle of the well-informed.
Simply the best. Got no shirt, got no shoes, got no coat, so got me the blues. Yeah, I got no shades.
Hey! That's because you got no Pepsi.
Now the more Pepsi you drink, the more stuff you get from the new Pepsi catalog.
Got no mansion, got no yacht.
This might be the end of the blues as we know it.
Drink a lot of Pepsi, get a lot of stuff.
I'm George Ferris, chairman of Ferris Baker Watts. Are you interested in having your cash reserves work hard for you, tax-free with free checking? Ferris Baker Watts offers tax-free money accounts managed by the Reserve Fund, America's first money market fund. Call Ferris Baker Watts for a prospectus. Read it carefully before you invest. We keep our clients informed because we want your business will earn your trust.
The official 2131 collection is a group of limited edition commemoratives that will never be available again. The collection features a special leather-bound edition of the autobiography Cal on Cal and a beautiful lithograph celebrating Cal's remarkable achievement. Prices start at $89.95 and all items are sold on a first-come, first-served basis, so don't wait. Call 1-800-216-1787. Well, the Twins have staked Rich Robertson to a 3-0 lead as the rain continues to come down at Camden Yards. Robertson making his third start against the Orioles. They've beaten him twice, although he's pitched well both times out. On April the 7th, he lost 4-2. He pitched 6 innings, allowing just 2 earned runs on 4 hits, and came back again 5 days later on April the 12th, lost another tough one, 3-2. He went 7 innings, allowing just 3 earned runs and 6 hits.
You can see a lot of strikeouts, 77 strikeouts, 115 innings.
Ball 1, but he can get real wild.
The last time out, he walked a season-high 8.
Mike Devereaux starting in center field in place of the ailing Brady Anderson. We've received no further word on him. We heard Davey Johnson, the pregame show, saying the Orioles don't know where he is. They don't know if he's in a hospital, if he's back at his home, he's in a clubhouse, or where he is.
That's
They're
to be a
concerned about it.
little unsettling, to say the least.
1-2 to Devo.
And I would hope to think that they know at this point where he is at. We just haven't been informed.
One was some time ago, about an hour and a half ago, and David told us that. Ground ball smothered by the third baseman. And he throws on Mike Devereaux. Dave Hollins making a fine play.
Batting second, the left fielder, number 34, Mark.
Well, they start right off. The Minnesota Twins lead the league in fielding. And Hollins picks right up. No problem, gets to his feet quickly and throws Devo out easily at first base. The Twins, the fewest errors in the league, 55. By comparison, I guess the Red Sox, where we just left yesterday, 82 errors.
Mark Smith playing left field tonight, batting second. He takes ball 1 from Rich Robertson. Although Robertson is 0-2 against the Orioles this year, the scouting report on him says he is the kind of pitcher who can give the Orioles trouble, and they're only 12-18 against left-handed pitching.
Right, and he pitched well both his starts. They could easily be 12-20 if Messina hadn't pitched so well.
1 ball and 1 strike. He has the 4 basic pitches: fastball, curve, slider, and change. Will also throw a split-fingered pitch. Twins starting pitching there this year has been surprisingly good. They've gone through a little slump lately, but it's been better than expected. There's the curveball, and it's slapped up the third baseline. Hollins double clutches, throws too late. He took too much time, and Mark Smith beats it out.
Batting third, the shortstop, number 8, Ripken.
You can see Hollins wearing a number 34 on his cap. That's in memory of Kirby Puckett, who recently retired, the great Twins outfielder.
This is just a topper hit by Mark Smith, and with Dave Hollins, let's see, a little slip, and this costs him a couple of steps towards first base. And Mark Smith runs a little better than expected.
Cal Ripken up for the first time, playing shortstop. He was moved back to short yesterday at Fenway Park in Boston against the Red Sox. 6 previous games, he played third base and played extremely well, but he wasn't hitting much at third. Manny Alexander was playing pretty well at short, but not hitting, going 1 for 18 over those 6 games. And with Alomar and Anderson sideline and Palmeiro out yesterday, Davey Johnson probably needed more firepower, so he moved Cal back to short.
And Surhoff back to third. He brought Bobby Bonilla to play first base. Played real well, too.
1 ball and 1 strike to Cal. Cal was 0 for 4 with 2 walks in yesterday's game in Boston. Sliders inside, 2-1.
We're talking about a young staff, the Twin staff. 4 Twin pitchers have earned their first major league victory this season, and 4 others on their staff earned their first big league win last season.
Ground ball foul. The third base coach, Sam Perlazzo, who once played in the Minnesota Twins organization. Two balls and 2 strikes to Cal Ripken. John Stearns coaching at first. With a stern look on his face.
He's a character. He's a cartoon character.
Line shot into left center field. Mark Smith goes to second on the base hit by Cal. And here come the Orioles. This may be one of those games. The way it's starting, anyway.
The Twin staff really hasn't been, especially their pitchers, haven't been pitching that well of late. They have allowed 27 home runs their last 11 ball games.
Rafael Palmeiro comes up with runners at first and second and 1 out. Palmeiro back in the lineup after sitting out yesterday's game with a sprained wrist. Said he's feeling much better today. He had a home run off Rich Robertson April the 12th in Minnesota. Breaking ball hit up the middle and by the shortstop into center field. Mark Smith is in to score, and it's 3-1 Twins. And Rafael Palmeiro returns with an RBI, his 83rd of the year.
Well, you may have hit the nail on the head. This may be an offensive night. Both sides appear to be swinging the bat real well. The Twins bullpen has been struggling up late, so you think on both managers' parts they're going to be willing to stay with their starters a little longer than normal.
Bobby Bonilla up for the first time with runners at first and third and 1 out. Bobby swinging the bat very well right now, one of the hottest hitters on this team. Off-speed pitch is high. Bobby was 2 for 4 yesterday with 3 runs scored and has hit safely in 11 consecutive games. Mike Durant goes out to talk with Rich Robertson. Durant is really the third-string catcher on this team. The first 2 catchers are both hurt. Greg Myers, who's been playing well, has an abdominal strain, and Matt Walbeck injured his foot. So the number 3 catcher, Durant, is behind the plate tonight.
And more or less on-the-job training for Durant. And just as Jimmy Haynes was unable to get his curveball over, so too Robertson.
Jim Cheetah calls that a strike, and it's 1-1. Bobby Bonilla is 2 for 6 against Rich Robertson. Out of play, 1-2.
One thing Bobby Bonilla has been able to do all season is to lift the ball. Been able to hit the, he leads the league in sacrifice flies. But he has 11.
Slider misses inside, 2-2.
That's a situation as a pitcher. When you get deep in the count, you start looking on deck. And maybe at least first time in, I guess, 7 years, you see Eddie Murray over on deck.
Fastball, a comebacker to Robertson. He goes to second. A throw to first. In time, double play. For some reason, Cal Ripken held up at third. Not that it would have mattered, but usually the runner just takes off. Anyway, the Orioles get a run to make it 3-1.
It's been 25 years of love from Southwest to you. Just listen to the sound of the 737s above.
You're hearing 25 years of love. And it's been 25 years of love. The kind of love that's true. 25 years of love. From Southwest to you.
I just got a promotion and a cellular phone. My little brother got one too.
Not that I'm competitive.
I got the big calling plan.
I got a local plan. My job's more focused.
At Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile, cellular service isn't one size fits all. From phone features to calling plans, you get services that fit your life.
I also got voicemail.
You did? I want that.
Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile.
We had the 85 Camry. We put 3 kids through school, moved twice, and had 3 presidents. 2 since I made the last payment. I figured I was ready for a new one.
When a product far exceeds your expectations, when it's affordable to start with and worth more long after it's paid for, that saves you money. That's real value.
You know, this new one could last 20 years.
The Sheraton Inner Harbor Hotel, the official headquarter hotel of the Orioles, proudly announces its 1996 Orioles package. For information, call 410-962-8300. Jimmy Haynes raring to go. Pat Mears leads off the second for the Twins and takes a strike. Haynes hoping to settle down after a very shaky first inning in which he gave up 3 runs, 2 hits, and 2 walks.
I'm sure he got a clinic from pitching coach Pat Dobson between innings.
Slow roller on the left side. Surhoff is up with it and throws him out.
I'm sure what Pat Dobson said is, look, go out there and let it go, just like you did in the bullpen. Same thing. Wind up, throw that curveball. There's his first curveball for a strike all night. So we do see a adjustment on the part of Jimmy Haynes. That's a frustrating thing with Jimmy, is that you know it's in there. We saw him do it last September.
And we've seen him do it out of the bullpen of late. Mike Durant hits the first pitch foul. Durant has played in 31 games this year, hitting .239 with no home runs. Came up to the big leagues with a reputation of being a good defensive catcher, but not much of a hitter, and he hopes to change that label, and this is a game of labels.
Certainly is.
All left-handers are flakes.
Yes, you don't
being one of them.
Right. You don't ever hear crafty right-hander, you know. It's like you're going to be a crafty left-hander. Wear your hat straight.
Hit fairly well to right, and Bobby Bonilla makes the catch for the second out. So things going much better for Jimmy Haynes in the second inning.
Well, you can see he's made the adjustment to attacking the strike zone. You know, let's find out early in the count how good your fastball is. But if you're going to fall behind Jimmy, you know, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You want to throw it over 2-0, or would you rather throw it over 0-0?
And here's Chuck Knobloch, who has been red hot over his last 22 games, hitting .424. He walked his first time up tonight. Ball 1. Well, as we've often said, the first inning is one of the toughest innings for a pitcher because it's a time of adjustment. He's coming out of the bullpen to a different mound. Got a catcher and a hitter and an umpire at the plate, the crowd in the stands, the adrenaline is flowing. It takes him a while to get used to all this stuff.
Well, I mean, when you're a starting pitcher on game day, it all starts almost with breakfast. You know, what time you're going to get up, try to lay around most of the day, relax, save your energy for the game. You start thinking about the opposition lineup about noon. You get here, everybody else goes out in the field, you're left in the clubhouse pretty much alone, and you start watching the clock. And if you haven't developed a routine, it just starts to build. But in the bullpen, you know, you really have an off day till the 8th inning and the phone rings.
You go about 3-1. You go up, he's still overthrowing the ball, pulling off, left shoulder flying out.
But what Pat Dobson wants Haynes to do is stop pulling off towards first, air it out, throw the ball through the catcher, not to the catcher. Drive that energy towards the plate.
3-2 to Chuck Knobloch. 2 outs, nobody on the second. The Twins lead 3-1. Fastball. He gets jammed and pops it up. Chris Hoyles calls for it. And a 1-2-3 second inning for Jimmy Haynes. Much better. But the Twins lead 3-1.
When you're in Maryland and you've got Miller Lite, life is good. It's good. Yeah, I can always use a cold one. Oh, yeah. What was I saying? Icy, cold, chilly, whatever. Great bars, no doubt. Hey, man, get off my butt. You're in Maryland. You got Miller Lite. Life is good.
Drive to right field and deep away back. It's gone. A game-winning home run for Freddie Anderson.
Fans attending this Saturday's Orioles-Indians game will be treated to a special pregame ceremony honoring Earl Weaver on his induction into baseball's Hall of Fame. The Orioles encourage fans to arrive early on Saturday as the ceremony begins at 12:15, and it promises to be a memorable moment in Orioles history as the team and fans give the Earl of Baltimore a special send-off to Cooperstown. And I think you'll experience another memorable moment in just a moment when Eddie Murray is introduced as the first hitter. We'll let you listen to it.
For the Orioles, batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 33, Eddie Murray.
Well, the chant, Eddie, Eddie, returns to Camden Yards. Eddie back with the team for the first time since 1988. Been away for 7 years. The Dodgers for 3 years, the Mets for a couple of years, and the Indians, part of their American League Championship team a year ago. 0-2.
I don't think he ever looked right in any of those other uniforms, so do you? This one just seems to, just looks right.
Eddie with 491 home runs, needing just 9 more for 500, and the Orioles hope that he might get it this year. He breaks his bat, hits a roller to Dave Hollins, who throws wide of the bag and pulls Zehoviak off the bag. It'll be a throwing error for Hollins, allowing Eddie Murray to reach. Hollins has had his problems. He double clutched on another throw when he slipped. And this one he threw wide of the bag and pulled the first baseman off.
Well, maybe he put the whammy on him, saying that the Twins were leading the league in fielding, but just as the first time he appeared to take an extra little crow hop. And from that sidearm delivery pulls Zehoviak off the base. And his bat just sort of splintered. It didn't crack. See how long Hollins takes in that low sidearm delivery.
Well, that was a throw and a hope there.
Yeah.
0-1 to B.J. Surhoff, who has been hot. He had 2 hits yesterday, including a 2-run triple, and over his last 16 games, he's hit .381. So he's climbing back up there to .294. Beaten foul, and it's 0-2.
You can see how B.J. Surhoff opens up his stance. That front foot, or the right foot, pulling towards first base more to give him a better view of a tough left-handed delivery.
The left-handers are hitting only .190 against Rich Robertson, while right-handers are hitting .290 with 11 home runs.
They can drop down from the side. You can see he's very big, 6'4". When you drop that arm angle down the sidearm, looks like he's coming from about over where the second baseman usually plays.
The Orioles will face Robertson tonight. The converted closer Rick Aguilera tomorrow, and then Frank Rodriguez, a 9-game winner, goes on Wednesday.
Really the three of the Twins' best.
Fly ball to left field. Marty Cordova makes the catch. Eddie Murray returns to first. The Orioles will counter with David Wells tomorrow and former Minnesota Twin Scott Erickson on Wednesday.
Batting eighth, the catcher, number 23.
Well, then Cleveland for 4.
Twins are here for 3, and the Indians in for 4. And Eddie Murray will be facing his most recent team. Chris Hoyles, who had a very poor first half of the season, looks like he's coming around. He's homered in 3 of his last 6 games, and Thursday night had his third 2-hit game of the season. Yesterday had 1 hit and 3 at-bats, but he's hitting the ball like he normally does, from left center to right center with power.
Well, he hit a bomb in Fenway's dead center field.
And he's right on this one. Base hit. Eddie Murray goes to second. And Rich Robertson has now given up 4 hits.
Batting ninth, the second baseman.
Well, Manny Alexander coming up with 1 out and 2 men on. Manny really hasn't found his stroke offensively. Well, that's understandable. He's played very little this year. When he has played, it's usually been as a pinch runner, a late-inning defensive replacement, occasional start. It's hard to accumulate any at-bats that way. And in his 6 starts at shortstop, he was 1 for 18. Looks like he might be pressing a little bit at the plate, trying too hard. And he hitting just 127 and takes a strike. He has 7 hits in 55 at-bats this year.
Well, he's tried a couple of different approaches. When we first saw Manny inserted as shortstop, really swung at the thrown ball. If it was in the air, he was swinging. And then I would say the last couple of games where he started, took a lot more pitches.
Rick Down, the hitting coach, has been trying to get him to develop a better idea of the strike zone, not swing at bad pitches. But as you said, he's become a little too patient. He's taken a lot of called third strikes.
Yeah, he's taken it to the other extreme. Had some difficulty getting the bunt down on a couple of occasions.
High fly ball, center field. Rich Becker makes the catch. 2 outs. And we go to the top of the order for Mike Devereaux, who grounded to third his first time up. Twins lead 3-1.
Mike Devereaux.
Devereaux certainly not the prototypical leadoff man. Doesn't have a high on-base percentage. Doesn't get a lot of walks. Doesn't bunt much. Up there with that big bat. He's become a little more of an opposite field hitter as he's gained experience and maturity. He used to be a dead pull hitter when he first came up with the Orioles. He benefited by working with Walt Horiniak, the hitting coach in Chicago. Got him to go to the right field more. And will hit an occasional home run.
When I think over the winter when we signed Roberto Alomar, we felt that we would have Anderson and Alomar, maybe not sure the order of 1-2 or 2-1. We've used 7 different Oriole players in the number 2 spot and 7 in the first spot.
Devereaux gets jammed and pops it foul.
Now the number 1 spot, we've used Anderson, Alomar, Polonia, Tarasco, Hammonds, Devereaux, and Alexander. The 2 spot, we've used Alomar, Polonia, Anderson, Devereaux, Billy Ripken, Alexander, Hammond, Smith, Houston, and Surhoff. I don't think that would have been predicted.
Swing and a miss by Devereaux, and down he goes as the Orioles score, leaving 2 men on base, and it's still 3-1 Minnesota.
Just a word about taking the family to Ocean City this summer.
Ocean City, Maryland. Let yourself go. Call 1-800-OC-OCEAN.
Yes, ready to play with DC United and Major League Soccer. Oh, yeah. Outdoor Pro Soccer rules. DC United takes on Columbus Sunday, July 28th at 7:30 on HCS.
That's where the Orioles play.
right. Now you can toss your little TV and get a Mitsubishi Big Screen, Big Tube, or VCR. Pay nothing down, no interest accrued, and make absolutely no monthly payments for 15 months. At all Luskin's locations.
HTS, ready to play. And now we're ready to play online, big time, with America Online. You want your team's inside stats and skeds? You want to chat with sports stars and other cyber fans? You want games with prizes like free ticks and free AOL hours? You want to really get an inside look at Orioles, Bullets, Cats, and DC United games? To play, go online with America Online. Keyword HTS. If you want to become a member of America Online, call this toll-free number right now.
Oriole Park is the place to be tomorrow and Wednesday nights when the Orioles continue this series against the Twins. And due to this weekend's games against Cleveland being sold out, the next two nights are your last chance to see the Orioles in person until mid-August. Tickets are available at the Orioles box office and Ticketmaster location, or you can call the usual numbers. Rich Becker leads off for the Twins in the third. Becker walked and scored in the first inning. Becker was the opening day center fielder for the Twins in 1994, but has had some injury problems. He's finally managed to stay healthy this year. Got off to a terrible start. He was hitting .070 before he finally got straightened out. He's taken a big jump into the 270s. 0-2 to Rich. Belts this one to right field, and that is in there for extra bases. Becker into second. He's going to head to third. Manny Alexander drops the throw, and there'll be no relay.
Well, Becker did hesitate coming around second base.
He'll get credit for a triple.
That seems to be feast or famine with Jimmy Haynes. Before he couldn't get him to throw a strike, and now here's an 0-2 pitch, really right down the middle of the plate. Becker jumps all over it. It's a bullet over Bobby Bonilla's head.
That's the third triple of the year for Becker. You can see him slow down right there. Now he accelerates, but Manny Alexander drops the throw from Bobby Bonilla. I don't think he could have gotten him anyway.
You can see he just loses the handle on it. Might have been better off that he did drop it.
Strike one to Paul Molitor, who reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first inning. Molitor bouncing back from a subpar last year when he hit .270. He felt that was probably due to the fact that during the offseason he didn't do as much conditioning as he did before. He was, as a player rep in Toronto, was very involved in the baseball strike. Spent many hours on that. Didn't ride the exercise bike and run and lift weights as much as he had normally done. Got off to a slow start last year with Toronto. Eventually hit pretty well in the second half to get up to .270. High fly ball, center field and deep. Back goes Mike Devereaux to the warning track. He makes the catch. But Becker will tag up and score, and the Twins now lead 4-1. For Molitor, his 67th run batted in.
All Molitor wanted to do was to stay back and drive the ball towards center field, not get out in front, not get fooled. How you become the future Hall of Famer that he is. Devereaux realizing he has no chance whatsoever to throw Becker out.
Four to 1 Twins, and it's ball one to Marty Cordova, who singled in a run his first time up and also scored in the first inning. 1-1. Two balls, one strike to Cordova.
Well, Jimmy just hasn't looked as smooth as he had out of the bullpen. See some tension in his delivery.
Showed a lot of improvement in the second inning, but he's run into problems again in the third, giving up a triple and a run. He just can't get his curveball over either.
Well, what you do is you try to watch location, and you see Chris Hoyles, with many of the other Orioles starters, will sit in the corner from the first pitch of a count to the last. With Jimmy Haynes, he's trying to coax him into the strike zone.
Cordova helps out, swinging a pitch that was high, and it's 3-2.
Well, the reason Cordova swings at it, he's swinging to the count, a 3-1 count. He's anticipating a fastball, and when he gets it, he chases it. Just happens to be up in the strike zone, but he knows that Jimmy Haynes is having difficulty with that curveball, so he's anticipating a fastball all the way.
Another fastball, and it's grounded to short. Cal Ripken throws him out.
It really does show you how good Jimmy Haynes' stuff is in a sort of a left-handed way. Here, the hitter knows exactly what's coming. And still at times it's difficult for them to, hit a line drive or a home run.
2 outs. Scott Zehoviak up for the second time. He doubled in a run in the first inning. To Zehoviak, who played his college ball at Creighton. I don't know if he's blinking his eyes because of the pitch or because he had something in his eyes. It was almost like he didn't believe the pitch.
Right. I think I had to take a second look at it. How did I miss that?
Well, Haynes hangs a curveball, and Zehoviak deposits it into center field. He's really battling that curveball.
The thing is, when you don't have other pitchers that you can go to, he doesn't have a forkball or a slider, or able to change arm positions and throw sidearm. So he really has to live and die by the fastball and the curveball.
Zehoviak is 2 for 2, and here's Roberto Kelly, who drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the first. Ball 1, the veteran Kelly, who, when he first came up with the Yankees, in his first few years there, was untouchable. They had he and Al Leiter, another young pitcher at the time, and a lot of teams tried to tempt the Yankees to trade both those prospects, but they wouldn't. But in recent years, Kelly has done a lot of traveling. Off the glove of Surhoff. He throws to first, not in time. Heading for third is Zehoviak, and he is safe. Now he's out. He slid off the bag. He was initially safe, but slid past the bag. Surhoff tags him out for the third out.
This is a real aggressive play. You can see how the Twins are trying to be aggressive on the base paths. Surhoff comes up throwing, and Zehoviak never stops running. It really does put on a great slide, but comes off the base. You can see his foot or his heel come right off.
There's something deliciously new at Domino's. Our new Roma herb crust pizza. The tangy zest of sun-dried tomatoes, the sweetness of slow-roasted garlic, and the zing of fresh basil, baked into every inch of our classic hand-tossed crust. All around the edge, a generous dusting of our crunchy Parmesan topping. Try it now, only from Domino's. Call and get a large one-topping Roma herb crust pizza, just $9.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's.
You say your painted wood's looking kind of dirty? Clean it with new Armor All Painted Wood Wash. Just spray it on, then rinse away the dirt and mold and mildew stains to make your paint look great again. New Armor All Painted Wood Wash.
This little baby's what America's all about.
You wouldn't buy an overpriced car.
And it's a steal at $10,000.
So why buy overpriced car insurance?
We'll fix that.
Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Tom Davis welcome back for a Geico Auto Insurance scoreboard from Baltimore's Camden Yards. The Yankees lead Texas 1-0 in the third. Cleveland on top of Toronto 3-0 in the third. Mo Vaughn's 2-run homer as the Red Sox up 2-1 over Kansas City in the sixth. And the White Sox won Oakland 0 there in the second inning. Harold Baines with an RBI single. That's the American League Geico Auto Insurance scoreboard. We'll be back with more scores a little bit later on. Let's come back upstairs now to Mel Proctor and Mike Flanagan.
All right, thank you, Thomas. Mark Smith leading off for the Orioles in the third with Minnesota ahead 4-1. Smitty singled and scored the first inning and takes a strike from Rich Robertson. curveball was hit sharply in the hole. A diving stop by Pat Mears from his knees. Save! But quite a play by Mears.
And that's one thing as a trademark, I guess, of all Tom Kelly teams, is the hustle that they put in day day out. Usually when they're way out of the race, he keeps them playing. And Mears tries to make a terrific play. Zehoviak's about 6'5" himself and almost stretches to second base. But Smith just quick enough to beat it out.
That's the 5th hit for the Orioles. Each team has 5 hits so far. And now Cal Ripken steps in for the second time. He singled in the first inning. Beaten foul. Earlier in Cal's career, Orioles quite often play hit and run with him at the plate because he was such a good hitter to right field, but he's become more of a pull hitter now, and you don't see them put the hit and run on much with him batting.
I'll tell you, many times when a hitter is in a slump, though, the manager will put it on because it makes him think of hitting the right field and staying behind the ball, not jumping out in front. They do it many times with a hitter in a slump, just trying to get an infielder out of position. Just change it up a little bit.
Strike 2, 0-2 to Cal, who was reunited with Eddie Murray. Last year when Cal Ripken broke Lou Gehrig's consecutive game streak, he acknowledged Eddie Murray as being very helpful to him early in his career, a guy who stressed the importance of being in the lineup every day. They have remained good friends over the years, and now they're reunited. Breaking ball inside, 1-2 to Cal. I know Davey Johnson told me that when he put his coaching staff together, it was by design to include former Oriole like Pat Dobson, Elrod Hendricks, another former Oriole, Andy Etchebarren. Round to the third. Mears can't get this one. And Smith goes to second on a base hit by Cal Ripken, who's 2 for 2. But with those guys coming back and with Eddie Murray returning, kind of get some of that old-time Oriole feel. And I think Davey really is trying to reestablish the tradition, the Oriole way of doing things.
Right, and Eddie being a player from those days of Oriole tradition, which maybe has even a little more impact because Eddie was there when Cal came along.
The Orioles now have 6 hits, and here is Rafael Palmeiro with nobody out, runners at first and second. He singled in a run his first time up. He represents the tying run. Breaking ball popped up, and the infield fly rule in effect as Scott Zehoviak makes the catch. 1 out.
Right fielder, Bobby.
Well, there are a lot of trade rumors about Bobby Bonilla. It appears the Orioles are intent on dealing him, but if they didn't, this is a pretty potent part of the lineup right here with Ripken, Palmeiro, Bonilla, Murray, and Surhoff.
Some players in there, certainly first ballot Hall of Famers, and maybe others just plain Hall of Famers.
Curveball is low to Bobby Bo, who grounded into a double play in the first inning.
I think that they wanted with Eddie Murray's addition to the lineup is just to deal with left-handed starters a little better.
Another breaking ball, and it's high, 2-0.
We've seen this lineup look very left-handed with Brady Anderson missing, of course, tonight. But tonight, you know, Devereaux, Smith, Ripken, the first 3 hitters, all right-handed. And you have Palmeiro and 2 switch hitters, or right-handed hitters tonight.
Bobby's right on a fastball and whacks it into left center field. Mark Smith is in to score. Cal Ripken will be held at third, and Bonilla is in with a double. 4-2 Minnesota. But this looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game.
the pitches up and out over the plate, and Bobby Bowe of late has not missed any of these. And he hits a bullet in the alley, and Smith will score easily.
It's 4-2 Minnesota. Eddie Murray up for the second time. He reached on an error by the third baseman his first time up. Swinging at a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Eddie with Cleveland was hitting .262 with 12 homers, 45 runs batted in. Batting right-handed, hitting for a little higher average at .286 with 3 homers. Left-handed, .252 with 9 homers. He tries to check his swing, and did. On the appeal.
And this is the kind of situation that Eddie has always been most dangerous. Because he is up there not to get a walk or to get on base, but to drive in the runs.
Cal Ripken at third, Bobby Bonilla at second, and the 1-1 pitch to Eddie. 1-2. Well, Rich Robertson doesn't have one overpowering pitch, but he has 4, if you include his splitter, 5 pitches. He changes speeds well, and he uses both sides of the plate. So when he's pitching well, he can be effective, even though he doesn't throw real hard. His fastball, 83, 86 miles an hour. Best pitches are probably a slider and a curve and a splitter. Ooh, that was a nasty breaking ball.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good breaking ball, especially tonight. It's a pitch that kept the Oriole hitters off in his previous 2 starts.
He really has 2 different curveballs. One he throws a little harder than the other. That looked like the hard one.
There's a lot of bite to it. In his 2 previous starts, which were back-to-back starts in April, he only gave up 4 hits and 6 hits in 7 innings.
Curveball is pulled foul, and I'll tell you, if Eddie Murray gets a hold of one and hits it out tonight, this place will go bananas. A lot of excitement has come back tonight with Eddie returning.
A lot of good memories. 79 World Series, 83 World Series. Many other pennant races.
Struck him out. Eddie takes a called third strike. He disagrees with the plate umpire, Tim Cheetah, but that's the second out. So Eddie is 0 for 2 tonight.
Well, very much a borderline fastball. You see how high it is. You can see where Eddie's knees are. And to me, it's borderline in and borderline low.
Third baseman, B.J.
But the height of it was worse than the location.
That's the second strikeout for Rich Robertson. He needed that one. Still not out of the woods, though, with B.J. Surhoff up. Comebacker to Robertson. And he makes the play, but the Orioles pick up a run at the end of 3 innings. The Twins lead 4-2.
Turn a field of dreams into a field of green when you enter Giant Food and HTS Orioles $1 Million Magic at Giant. If any Oriole hits for the cycle in any HTS O's TV game during the '96 season, you could win $1 million. The entry drawn for each game wins a 27-inch Sony stereo color TV. See entry blank for details. Enter $1 Million Magic at Giant today and turn your field of dreams into a field of green.
Jeep designers gave the special edition Jeep Cherokee Classic a bold new monochromatic look. Jeep engineers gave it the power and capabilities to go over, under, and around almost anything. And now your Jeep dealers have removed the last of the obstacles. For a limited time, get a special edition Cherokee Classic for just $225 a month.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
The Orioles ready to play.
Ready for the playoff race to continue.
Ready to play the Twins.
Ready for Brady and company to drive the drive. Ready to move up by taking Knobloch and Minnesota down.
I'm ready.
Get ready for O's and Twins. Game 1, Monday night at 7.
On HTS.
coverage of Orioles baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With low fares on every flight, every seat, every day, fly Southwest Airlines, celebrating 25 years of love from Southwest to you. By Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile, proud sponsor of Orioles baseball at HTS, and by the National Capital Area Jeep Eagle dealer. And welcome back to Camden Yards as we go to the fourth inning with the Twins leading 4-2. Dave Holland's leading off from Minnesota, and we're privileged to have as our guest Joe Garagiola, former Major League player for many years, the broadcaster, Game of the Week on NBC, member of the Today Show crew.
That's enough, Fred. Enough. I used to work cheap, that's all. That's why I got all those jobs.
But I know you're very involved now with a campaign to try to convince professional baseball players not to use tobacco.
That's part of it. The big thing is to keep our youngsters from using it.
That's even better.
That's the big thing that we have to do because the tobacco companies using that word smokeless, it sounds like a warm, fuzzy word, and it's not harmless, and that's what we're trying to convince the people that smokeless does not equate to harmless.
Did you ever use tobacco yourself?
Yes, I did. I used it, but I didn't know why. I did it because the other guys did, and I didn't know what it would do to you. And I am against legislating a thing against it. I think the players have to make a decision, and if they choose to use it, they should know what can happen to them.
High fly ball to right. Bobby Bonilla comes in a few steps. One out. Are you actively going around to the clubhouses and talking to players?
Well, we did it in spring training. We're not doing it here so much because they have to worry about winning pennants and divisions, so we don't want to do that. But what we're doing is we have programs in the Orioles, and I thank them because they were the first team to step up. And really, here in Maryland, we got this campaign going. And today, Brady Anderson was supposed to be with us, but you know he's got some problems of his own. Hopefully it works out well for him. And Chuck Knobloch. But the Orioles have really been a big help where we're starting this campaign and just giving out literature and poster contests and whatever we can do with the Little League. Tomorrow I'm talking to the 4-H youngsters and just tell them what can happen to you if you use this thing called spit tobacco.
And I guess the most glaring example of that is former Detroit Tiger outfielder Bill Tuttle, who's
it's sad.
had a rough time.
And you know, we talk about the victim, Fred, but we must talk about the family. Gloria Tuttle, his wife, wrote this letter that all the wives got when she opens up by saying, "I'm watching the man I love die."
Oh, boy.
It doesn't get any tougher than that. And the other thing, when we talk to the players, she impresses upon them by telling them, my husband said if it comes back to cancer, don't sign a release to have me go back to the hospital. And she says, he's asking me to make myself a widow.
Queued up the first baseline to Rafael Palmeiro, and he makes the unassisted play to retire Pat Mears for the second out. Why did you get involved in this?
Well, for one thing, Jack Cole, my friend, was a manager in Louisville. He died from it within a year. They cut part of his tongue out, and he said the doctor asked me to stop, but I had to lose part of my tongue before I did. And then a statistic got me going where in Arizona, almost 10% of third to sixth graders were reported as users. I said, that's not right. Somebody's got to say something. And I just started popping off even more because I've been doing this since 80. And all of a sudden, Oral Health America helped me, and now the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation has given us some money, and we're able to get brochures out and do the things we're doing here in the ballpark.
High fly ball foul down the right field line. Just to move briefly to another area. I know your son is now the general manager of the new Arizona franchise.
Oh, he's as excited as he can be about it, and it's going to be a great thing for him because it's uncharted waters. But what it makes it tough for me is I have to tell everybody, this is Joe Garagiola Sr. calling. And a lot of people don't take my calls anymore.
He's out there with Roland Heeman, the general manager here.
Oh, it's exciting. It really is.
Right field, Bonilla comes in, and does he have it? Yes. Terrific catch. So, Joe, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Mike.
We'll see you later.
Thanks for your help.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me.
Your turn, man. When you
you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite. Life is good.
I think she digs you.
Really?
Beyond the sea, somewhere.
Hey, boss.
Bob? Gentlemen? Frankie.
Hi, fellas.
Hi, Lee. Do they really think they can pass as him?
No. People know the genuine article when they see it, like the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. It has the information and choices that make shopping easier. 9 out of 10 use it. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Hey, boys. Lost my way to Vegas.
Bell Atlantic, the heart of communication.
All right, welcome back to Baltimore's Camden Yards. Tom Davis here with some of those Miller Lite highlights. The Texas Rangers leading the Yankees 3-1 in the fourth inning. Pick-up action where the Yankees score their first run and only run, in fact, on this base hit by Joe Girardi. It comes off of Ken Hill and knocks in Ruben Sierra. But since then, the Rangers have come back. They tied the game up at 1, and then Juan Gonzalez's 2-run homer, his 28th this season, has staked the Rangers to a 3-1 lead over the Yankees. They're now in the fourth inning. So that's a look at the Miller Lite highlights. Hello to Sonny Lassover, who his daughter stopped by and asked me to say hi to him tonight here at the ballpark. So let's go back upstairs down to Mel Proctor, Mike Flanagan, and also Joe Garagiola. Mel?
Okay, Fred. Appreciate Joe stopping by to tell us about a very worthy cause. Youngsters, stay away from tobacco. The old-timers, too.
This is true.
Chris Hoyles will lead off for the Orioles in the fourth. The Twins lead 4-2. Chris singled his first time up against Rich Robertson. Robertson, a tall, lanky left-hander, 27 years of age, from Nacogdoches, Texas, originally drafted by the Pirates and was acquired on waivers in 1994 by the Twins. Ball one. Gets a hold of one, and forget this one. It's long gone. The Orioles closed it within 1 run on Chris Hoyles' 16th home run of the year and his 4th in the last 7 games, and it looks like he is returning.
The ball is jumping off his bat again. We noticed that up in Boston. When he gets a hit, pitch to hit now, he just crushes it. The fastball looks a lot more comfortable at the plate than he has in a long time. And that quick, powerful stroke is back.
And earlier when he was in a slump, he was missing those balls. You'd see him get pitches he'd normally crush and pop them up or foul them off. But now he's beginning to hit them. Pop fly to shallow center field. Rich Becker comes on and makes the catch to retire Manny Alexander. Hoyles' home run, 395 feet.
Center fielder, Mike Dever.
Just sounded good.
Oh, as soon as it left the bat, you knew. And that's the way. When he hits home runs, he's got that short, quick stroke, and the ball just jumps.
Makes the ballpark look very small when he's right.
High hopper up the middle, could be trouble. Mears charges, fires on the run. Safe! Devereaux beats it out.
Well, Mears really thought he had him on this play. Did everything he could. He's still saying no, he's out. Ball hits the corner of the plate. Takes, as they say, a Baltimore chop. Mears gets rid of it with something on it. And a very close play. Debo gets out of the box real well, too.
That's the Orioles' 9th hit off Rich Robertson, and it puts the tying run on base.
He said, oh, baloney.
The Orioles' 3rd infield hit of the game. Mark Smith has 2. And he's up again.
I find that ironic. We were talking on the bus after the game at Fenway Park yesterday, where really one of the pivotal parts of that game, he was drilled by a pitch with the bases loaded from Slocum. But how you can hit the ball hard and not get any hits, and get jammed a couple of times and get a couple of bloop hits, so it's hard to justify sometimes. And here he is the next day with a couple of infield hits.
And Slocum hit him in the back with a pitch with the bases loaded to force in what proved to be the winning run. That put the Orioles up 6-5. They went on to score 3 more on a throwing error by Jeff Manto to go up 10-5, and the Red Sox scored a run. It was 10-6 the final score. And what a difference Chris Hoiles can make if he can continue to pound the long ball. Two balls, no strikes. Rich Robertson has not been particularly sharp. Given up 3 runs on 9 hits.
Well, you make mistakes in this ballpark, and they'll make you pay.
Big swing by Smitty, and he fouls it off his foot and goes down. Took quite a rip. Comes up limping. Rich Van Sells, the Orioles trainer, rushes out to check on him.
See, it hits really the inside part of the instep. And this spins right out. Looks like it hit his calf on the way down, or the knee. And he's not feeling too well at this point. You're drilled in that shoulder or back.
While on the subject of injury and illness, we've received a report from John Maroon, the Orioles public relations director, that Brady Anderson is here at the ballpark. Davey Johnson told us earlier that they didn't know where he was.
I think it's see right there, look like it went off the bottom of his, or the inside part of his knee, which Richie Van Sells appears to be addressing at this point. Inside part of the knee and then down to the instep.
Or the trainers, Rich Van Sells and Jamie Reed, have had to work overtime the past week. Injuries have really piled up.
They have that trainer's room. You have to take a ticket.
Oh, it's important for Smith to try to continue, because if they have to take him out, put Luis Poloni in, that would put another left-handed bat in the lineup against the left-hander Robertson.
They really are the walking wounded. A number of the players in the lineup tonight have their own little aches and pains. Palmeiro's coming off a sore wrist, which kept him out yesterday.
Richie is spraying some ethyl chloride onto Smith's knee, that freezing solution which deadens the pain.
Ethyl who?
Ethyl chloride.
Okay. Use it many times. Freeze the hair right off your leg. He's still
also, this is true. Just a little, just a housekeeping tip, or it's great for removing gum from your clothing. If you happen to get gum on your clothing, you just take that stuff and spray it all over there, and the gum turns hard, and you just peel it right off.
I usually keep a can in my pocket just for those situations.
I don't think you can buy it at your local drugstore, though.
Well, actually, they have a couple extra cans usually in the dugout, and during some free time, many times the other players will steal that out of Richie's pocket and go ahead and freeze somebody's foot.
He is not running well.
He can't do it. It appears that he got the inside part of that knee.
Well, the only time I've ever seen this happen was years ago when Larry Sheets fouled the ball down onto his foot, tried to walk it off, couldn't, left the game. Jim Dwyer took over the at-bat and hit a home run.
And he never let Larry Sheets forget it.
Well, Smitty is finished for the night as another injury pops up.
This is Davey showing exactly where it was. A little bit below the inside of the knee.
And here comes Polonia to finish the at-bat. So it's worth repeating, right-handed hitters hit 290 off Rich Robertson, left-handers 190, and now a left-handed hitter will be coming up.
Your attention, please, for the Orioles, batting for Mark Smith, number 29, Luis Polonia.
Well, we hope it's not anything serious to Mark Smith. Appeared to be shaking off somewhat of a slump. Swinging the bat much better the last couple of days.
Polonia's numbers on the year, hitting .245 with 2 home runs. Then he stopped trying to pull the ball now and is spraying the ball around, which is the way Luis Polonia hits when he hits well, and he's a .293 career hitter. He was 1 for 5 in yesterday's game in Boston and has 7 hits in his last 21 at-bats. picked up. Dave Hollins makes the catch. And with 2 outs, Cal Ripken is coming up for the 3rd time. The Orioles are getting a lot of at-bats tonight. Cal is already 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Twins lead 4-3. Mike Devereaux is at first. Cal powers one down the left field line. It's hooking, and it is foul. He just missed a home run that would have given the Orioles the lead.
Well, maybe it's fired Cal up to have Eddie back. We've seen him of late has been in a slump. See, he was watching it all, I guess, a la Carlton Fisk off the bat. Many times if you can focus on the hitter as a pitcher, you know it's got the distance, but if you watch the hitter for a couple of steps, he'll tell you if it's fair or foul.
Just missed 1-1. That looked like a pretty good pitch.
It came back with a change. It looked like it was down and away on the outside part of the plate.
Robertson, when he uses his high leg kick, is slow to the plate, about 1.5 seconds. And it does not have a real good move to first. I guess classified as average at best, but he will use a slide step, which quickens him up to about 1.25 to the plate. Cal gets jammed and whoops it down the left field line, foul. And he broke his back.
It seems like he's hitting for the cycle in this at-bat, just foul. Got a home run and now a double foul. You can see where Tom Davis hangs out in that picture.
Four runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Twins. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Orioles. The Orioles have left 6 men on base so far. Mike Devereaux is at first. He represents the tying run. Devereaux has been a little more aggressive on the bases this year. He's stolen 7 bases. Just low, 2-2.
I guess if there's a time that you would expect Mike Devereaux to run, this would be it. 2 outs. Try to get into scoring position. Or single would score.
To Pat Mears, who gobbles it up, flips to Knobloch for the force at second. That does it for the Orioles, but they pick up another run on a blast by Chris Hoyles. It's now Minnesota 4 and the Orioles 3 through 4 innings.
Touch your elbow. By 4 o'clock, does it feel like this? Or perhaps this? At night, do the front of your legs remind you of this? Try showering tomorrow morning with Dove Moisturizing Body Wash. As you cleanse, unique moisturizers in the lather help make your skin soft and beautiful, and keep it that way from morning to night. So even at the end of the day, your skin feels like this, and you feel like this. Dove Moisturizing Body Wash, for skin as soft as the day is long.
Right now, and while supplies last, Luskin's shatters the price barrier on this 18-inch satellite dish. Unheard of at only $1.99. That's right, only $1.99 for digital video and CD quality audio. You'll get just about any cable channel and pay-per-view at prices that blow away cable. But don't delay. Hurry in now and start enjoying the hottest new product ever at this exclusive Luskin's price. Just $1.99. Luskin's, the cheapest guy in town with the smartest buys around.
I get to the track early to feel the condition, just like the big boys on HTS Fast Track Thursday. Hands-on? Gotta be. Like all the greatest drivers on HTS Fast Track Thursday. And I gotta go flat out for 3 hours straight. Just like Fast Track Thursday on HTS.
Pit, Johnny, pit. Why? It's time for HTS Fast Track Thursday. And the go-kart guy is getting really mad.
Oh, gotta go.
Ready to play the Twins.
Get ready for O's and Twins. Game 2, Tuesday night at 7.
On HTS.
Mel Proctor with Mike Flanagan, Tom Davis back at Camden Yards. The Twins lead the Orioles 4-3. Minnesota will send up the top of the order Chuck Knobloch, Rich Becker, and Paul Molitor to face Jimmy Haynes. They struggled badly in the first inning, giving up 3 runs. Gave up another run in the third. Luis Polonia, who pinch hit for the injured Mark Smith, stays in left field. One ball and 1 strike. The Twins are not currently talking with Knobloch about a new contract, but will do so at the end of the season. And they've had their chances to sign him before. Knobloch was willing to sign a 3-year, $12 million deal after the '94 season, but the Twins offered only $9 million. And then he was willing to sign a $17.8 million deal last spring, but the Twins offered $16 million. And now the price is going to be even higher than that. He'll probably command a contract worth somewhere around $30 million. 3-1.
I guess he was wise to wait.
Yes, I would say so.
But by the same token, to get a 3-year deal, 4-year deal for $16 million or so, it doesn't sound too bad.
No. But he said he'd like to stay in Minnesota. Very popular there.
Well, you got to like his style of play. I mean,
and with Kirby Puckett now retiring, they really need someone of his stature, popularity.
I mean, he's a great example for the other players. Comes to play every day. Does the little things very well, and he can do a lot of things. Occasional home run, but certainly doubles, triples power, steal a base. Great defensively.
And Haynes walks him for the second time in the game. Well, it's been bad inning, good inning. Bad inning, good inning so far for Jimmy Haynes.
You're exactly right. The Orioles had 9 hits on the board through 4. But really, I guess the way both managers are playing this, it's a 1-run game. If it was 7-6, I think you'd still see both starters out there. Simply because it's a 1-run game.
Haynes gave up 3 runs in the first and retired the side in order in the second. Gave up another run in the third, retired the side in order in the fourth. Now he's walked the leadoff batter in the fifth.
Well, you need to use the deliveries you used in the second and fourth and forget the one in the first and the third.
Rich Becker's up for the 3rd time. The Orioles pitch out thinking Knobloch is running.
That's not unusual, really, on the scoreboard to score in the first and the third. Your best hitter's coming right up top of the order, and then they come around again in the third. The second and fourth is more the bottom of the order.
And what Haynes can't afford to do here is to become so preoccupied with Knobloch that he makes a mistake on Rich Becker.
No, you have to feel, especially in this ballpark, that you're going to get some more runs to work with.
2-0 to Becker. The walked and scored in the first, tripled and scored in the third.
It really does no good to rush to the plate so quickly just to meet the stopwatch and to throw the pitch down the middle with nothing on it.
2-1. Chuck Knobloch is tied for 6th in the league in stolen bases. Kenny Lofton and Tom Goodwin are having quite a battle. Lofton of the Indians has 45. Goodwin of the Royals has 43 stolen bases. High fly ball foul down the left field line. It's 2-2 to Becker. Well, the Twins have seen Becker develop into a fine player in center field. Marty Cordova's solid in left, but right field has been the problem for the Twins, notably because Kirby Puckett's been out. They've used 7 different players out there, and many of them are infielders. Benny Hocking, who's an infielder, has played out there quite a bit. At one time this year, they had 3 outfielders starting the game who were all under 6 feet tall. but they've used Rich Becker, Ron Coomer, Chip Hale, Denny Hawkins, Matt Lawton, Roberto Kelly, and Jeff Rabelais, who's an infielder, all in right field this year. Knobloch runs, and it's ball 4. So Becker draws a walk. Jimmy Haynes in hot water again. It's now walk 4.
This is exactly how we started the ball game. The 4 walks are Knobloch twice and Becker twice.
Well, you're asking for trouble when you walk 2 ahead of Palmeiro.
Well, it looks like they're going to go to the phone. I don't think Rick Kribda has arrived at the ballpark yet.
Bullpen is very thin right now.
I would think it would be Keith Shepard.
Kribda is there.
He's made it. They must have sent the limo. But I'm sure he had no idea this was taking place up until maybe 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Foul back 0-1 to Paul Molitor, who's reached on a fielder's choice, scored a run, and driven in a run with a sacrifice fly.
But he has Kribda started last Friday in AAA for Rochester. He has at least a couple of days off. That's the thing. You get to the big leagues quickly from the minor leagues. It's going the other way.
Well, the few curveballs Haynes has gotten over for a strike, and he goes 0-2 to Molitor.
There haven't been many.
We're waiting as some members of the Orioles bullpen who are out beyond the center field fence are being asked to move.
Well, teams are, that's a couple of the starting pitchers out there. I think because the bullpen was so thin, Scotty Erickson and David Wells were told to hold off their throwing on the side till later in the ball game.
High fly ball center field. Back goes Mike Devereaux. Knobloch tags at second. Devo makes the catch, and Knobloch will go to third. So first and third with 1 out for Marty Cordova.
Left fielder, Marty Cordova.
Cordova drove in the first of 3 runs for the Twins in the first inning. Not hitting home runs at the pace he did last year, but hitting for a good average, driving in a few runs. Last year as a rookie, he hit 24 homers. So far this year, he's hit 8.
Well, he hit a bunch in spring training last year. That's when he really grabbed everyone's attention.
One of those guys who's really benefited by working out with weights. Knobloch is at third, Becker at first, 1 out. Ball 1 to Cordova, who won Rookie of the Year on his last year, beating out the Angels' Garrett Anderson. As the rookie, hit .277 with 24 homers, 84 runs batted in. He also stole 20 bases. So that's something in his eye.
Cordova's been around some. He's not a 21-year-old rookie. A few years under his belt.
Turned 27. He lines a base hit to right field. Knobloch will score, and the Twins now lead 5-3. Just a good piece of hitting by Cordova, going with the pitch and getting the run home.
This again is one of those really Terry Crowley, the hitting instructor for the Minnesota Twins, led teams. You see him high-fiving Knobloch right there in the corner of the dugout. But always a noted fastball hitting team. Used to be when you play the Twins, make sure you brought your curveball, and Jimmy Haynes obviously hasn't had his tonight. They hit a lot of line drives in the gaps and in the alleys. They gear up to the fastball and try to adjust on the breaking stuff.
Haynes has now allowed 5 runs on 6 hits, still only 1 out and 2 men on for Scott Zehoviak, who is 2 for 2. With a single, a double, driven in a run. He takes a strike.
But the Twins offensively always known as a first ball fastball hitting team. Many times they don't work the count, or really get on the first thing straight, figuring the opposition wants to get ahead in the count.
Strike two. Jimmy Haynes ahead for a change. He's pitching behind more in the count for most of the night,
which is a lot of work. Trying to make quality pitch after quality pitch.
Now reached 90 pitches. We're in the 5th inning.
And this has not been uncommon from Jimmy Haynes as a starter.
1-2. Curveball is grounded on the right side. Manny Alexander has it to second, not in time. Will be scored as an infield hit, a single for Zehoviak, who's now 3 for 3, and the bases are loaded. It appeared that Manny had a better play at first base.
Well, it certainly did appear to be that way, especially after Palmeiro commits to the play. And Manny was looking towards first base. But you can see in your picture, the runner just now is crossing first base. It looks like he takes a glance right there and then decides to go to second. You see this little glance, and he figures, you can see Jimmy Haynes is coming out of the corner of your picture, was ahead of the runner.
Bases loaded for Roberto Kelly, who jumps on the first pitch and lashes it into center field. Knobloch will score. Here comes Cordova, and the Twins get 2 more. It's 7-3. And it looks like Jimmy Haynes is about to reach the end of the line. That'll do it. So another disappointing start for a promising pitcher who just can't seem to get it done in a starting role. And Davey Johnson is forced to go to his bullpen earlier than he would like.
There's no question about it. Really do love Jimmy Haynes as a pitcher, but he just hasn't had it as a starter so far.
Time now for the Bell Atlantic call to the bullpen.
I just got a promotion and a cellular phone. My little brother got one too.
Not that I'm competitive.
I got the big calling plan.
I got a local plan. My job's more focused.
At Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile, cellular service isn't one size fits all. From phone features to calling plans, you get services that fit your life.
I also got voicemail.
You did?
Hmm? I want that.
Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile.
It's our opinion at Acura that a luxury car should be quiet. It should cradle its occupants in astonishingly soft leather and burled walnut. And with a 3.5-liter power plant, it should be anything but a Sunday drive in the park. Introducing the Acura RL, the new flagship from Acura. Test drive the Acura RL, priced from $41,000 at your Acura dealer.
Training is such a bore.
Nothing's more intense than slamming a dude. Wow, Andre's really on fire. Whoa. Gotta hand it to those new coaches.
Bravo! Brilliant! Massive! Good shot! Out.
Same cars, same price, but one of them costs up to 15% less to insure, giving one driver more money toward accessories. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. You may never need your car insurance company early in the morning or late at night. But we offer 24-hour service anyway. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This Friday is Orioles Rally Towel Night at the ballpark. All adults aged 21 and over attending the Orioles-Indians game will receive a free Orioles Rally Towel. The Twins lead the Orioles 7-3. Jimmy Haynes departs after 4 1/3 innings. He allowed 7 runs on 8 hits, walked 4, struck out none, and Rick Fribda takes over with runners at first and third and 1 out. 2 men on belong to Haynes. Dave Hollins, switch hitter up there right-handed.
I guess it's kind of amazing, you know, and you think about it, that You know, Rick Kribda was the starter for a while, and he struggled as a starter, and Jimmy Haynes would come in behind Kribda in his game and pitch extremely well. And early in the season, Jimmy Haynes would start, and Rick Kribda would pitch in the bullpen, and he would do really well. And there's a reason for it, is that the opposition builds the lineup against the starting pitcher.
Breaking ball in the dirt, and it's 2-1.
With a right-handed starting pitcher like Haynes, the opposition, and Tom Kelly puts left-handed hitters in the lineup. They research what the pitcher has and what all his tendencies are. And then when the left-handed reliever comes in, he faces a lot of left-handed batters. The same is true when Rick Kribda started. They play all right-handers, and Jimmy Haynes would come in behind
Kribda. A high fly ball into left center field. Zehoviak will tag at third. Mike Devereaux makes the catch. Zehoviak is digging for the plate. Here comes the throw, and he is out at home. Terrific throw by Devereaux. So it's a double play as Hollins flies out. Zehoviak is cut down on a perfect throw from Devereaux to end the inning.
I'll tell you what we've seen this year is Mike Devereaux stealing more bases and throwing much better than he had in the past. I mean, this is a strong throw. One hop on the money. And Chris Hoyles does a good job, as usual, blocking the plate.
But the Twins get 3 and now lead 7-3.
Help the rocket get back to Earth. Help the knight reach the castle. Maybe I should go this way. Help the Jeep Wrangler find the fishing hole.
The all-new Jeep Wrangler. It's even more fun than you imagined.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
The Orioles, ready to play.
Crust on HTS in August. Ready to hit the playoff race full bore. Ready for critical series against wild card foes. We gotta take the drive down big time. A pair of pressure-packed Seattle sets that will make or break our drive. Oh yeah, the O's playoff race is right here. All August long on HTS. Ready to play.
And Tom Davis welcome back to Baltimore's Camden Yards for a Geico National League scoreboard. And we'll begin with the Giants. They won today 3-2 over the Cubs. Ryan Sandberg hit a home run, drove in 2, but he also committed an error that permitted the Giants to get the victory. Cincinnati beat Philadelphia 5-2 in the first of 2. Eric Davis, 2 homers, 3 RBIs. Joe Oliver hit a solo. Jeff Brantley saved number 25. The second game, Philadelphia leads Cincinnati 3-0. Then on the fourth inning, Todd Zeile doubled in a run there. Cardinals 5, the Atlanta Braves 2 there in the fourth inning. And Houston is blanking San Diego 1-0 in the fourth. Let's look at the Geico Auto Insurance National League scoreboard. Back upstairs, Mel Proctor and Mike Flanagan.
And the Orioles have just turned a Deer Park double play. In recognition, Deer Park Spring Water will make a donation to the local RBI program that provides inner-city children with the opportunity to learn and enjoy baseball. Deer Park, that's good water. That's a good throw by Mike Devereaux.
You see that ball had some carry to it.
Fouled back 0-1 to Rafael Palmeiro, who drove in a run with a single in the first inning and then popped to the first baseman his second time up. Well, it seems that when the Orioles win, they often just have to out-bludgeon the opposition, beat them 12-11 and 14-13. That's going to be the case again tonight because they're down by 4 runs.
Well, again, it's really been, leaving runners on base tonight.
They have stranded 7 men so far through 4 innings.
Right, they had 9 hits, but only 3 runs.
Fastball high and inside, chases Palmeiro out of the box, and it's 2-1.
Again, the Twins have really taken advantage of 4 walks, all to the number 1 and 2 hitters in the lineup. And they're really not noted for the long ball, mostly singles and doubles.
Big bouncer to the second baseman, Chuck Knobloch. And he tossed to first to retire Palmeiro. Been a strange season in that you look at this Oriole team, and I think they feel that they are a pretty good ball club. The Rocky Coppinger's now up in the bullpen. And yet, quite often when they've had good pitching performances, the offense is not there. And other times, they don't get the good starting pitching. They don't score runs. They never seem to be on the same page with the offense and the pitching.
It's been that way all year. I would say with the exception of the first couple of weeks, to tell you the truth, they were getting great pitching, great defense at that time, and timely hitting.
And they went 11-2. They haven't been hot since.
Nope. 39 and 44 cents.
Beaten foul, 1-1 to Bobby Bonilla. Drove in a run with a double in the third.
And I would think that Rocky Carpenter is really just going to tune up for his next start. Has really gone by the long man role out of the bullpen.
Although on his work day last time, Davey Johnson put him in a game.
Yeah, that's why he's smiling. Believe me, if he was getting ready to go in the game, he'd be all business. We've seen Rocky's game face.
Fouled away by Bobby Bonilla. 2-2. The Twins lead 7-3. Breaking stuff in the dirt, and the full count to Bonilla. Twins come into this game in fourth place in the American League Central, 13.5 games out of first place. They've won 45, lost 52. Ball 4 to Bonilla. The first walk given up by Rich Becker, who at times can get extremely wild. He walked 8 in his last start. He walked 5 in his first start against the Orioles this year. And Eddie Murray comes up for the third time. He's reached on an error and was called out on strikes his last time up. Texas leads the Yankees 5-1 in the 6th. The Orioles trail New York by 8 games. Long drive, deep left center field, away back, goodbye. Takes a curtain call, getting a standing ovation after hitting his first home run this year for the Orioles. Welcome back, Eddie, and it's now 7-5 Twins. B.J. Surhoff pops it up. Dave Hollins in foul territory makes the catch. For Eddie Murray, his 13th home run of the year, and his 4th batting right-handed.
Catcher, Crust.
That's 492.
That's right.
8 to go.
8 more for 500. Here's Chris Hoyles, who has singled and homered, 2 at-bats. 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Twins. 5 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the Orioles. And this is going to be a knockdown, drag-him-out affair again, it appears.
Well, the Orioles scoring every inning but the second.
Breaking ball is low to Chris Hoyles. Eddie Murray's 492nd career home run leaves him 1 short of the 15th spot on the all-time home run list, occupied by Lou Gehrig, who hit 493. 1-1 to Chris Hoyles. Trombley is up on the Minnesota bullpen. Neither starting pitcher has been effective. Rich Robertson has given up 5 runs and 10 hits and a couple of home runs. Jimmy Haynes has already been knocked out. 2-1 to Hoyles.
Well, and this Twins, the worst staff in the league, I guess, ratio-wise. They've only hit 73 homers, and they have now given up 146.
Didn't get enough of this one. Marty Cordova comes in. That does it for the Orioles, but Eddie Murray gets them closer with a 2-run homer, his first Oriole home run since 1988.
Houston, how many miles are we flying?
900,000. Copy?
Roger that. Can we credit that toward our frequent flyer program?
Stand by, Red Hawk. We'll get back to you. With Southwest Airlines frequent flyer program Rapid Rewards, you don't have to fly to the moon and back to earn a free ticket. Just 8 quick round trips and your next one's free.
A couple more of these flights and I can go someplace really cool.
Rapid Rewards from Southwest, the fastest way to fly free.
G49.
Come on, B1. Oh, come on, baby. Give me B2. Come on, 3. B4.
B1. 7.
3.
And another B.
I need a B2.
B5.
Bingo!
What the?
Want another chance? With Bonus Bingo Scratch, you can win up to 25 grand and get 5 extra chances to win.
Hey, Raffy, what are you doing?
They told me that if I hit the cycle, someone could win $1 million.
No, Raffy, it's hit for the cycle in Giant Food and HTS Orioles $1 Million Magic. If any Oriole hits for the cycle in any HTS O's TV game during the 96 season, the lucky winner gets $1 million. The entry drawn for each game wins a 27-inch Sony stereo color TV. Play Orioles $1 Million Magic at Giant today. Hey, Raffy, where you going?
I'm going to practice my swing.
The 1997 Orioles Fantasy Camp is scheduled for February 2nd through the 9th in Sarasota, Florida. It's your chance to play ball with the Orioles greats Jim Palmer, Brooks Robinson, Bruce Powell, Rick Dempsey, Ken Singleton, Pat Dobson, Earl Weaver, and others. Space is limited, so call now at 410-547-6063. Pat Mears will lead off the 6th inning against Rick Krivda, picking up for starter Jimmy Haynes, who went 4 in the 3rd innings and was tagged for 7 runs. Mears has grounded out twice. Takes ball 1. Well, Eddie Murray is going to rise through this crowd with his home run.
Flashback.
Number 492 for Eddie, who is trying to join Hank Aaron and Willie Mays as the only players to have 3,000 hits and 500 career home runs. Davey Johnson was saying before the game that he played with Hank Aaron, the Hammer, in Atlanta, and that Eddie Murray is the same type of player. He's right there with him. Davey was very happy about getting Eddie Murray back.
I guess anytime you can pull a retired number off the wall and put it on a player, put him in the game, and have him hit a homer. Pretty good omen.
Punched foul. Nice play by the ball girl.
Well, Eddie gets his first home run since coming back to the Orioles off this Twins staff, and last year he collected his 3,000th hit against this Twins ball club.
Fouled back. Eddie also beat the Twins earlier this week with a home run off Eddie Guardado in Cleveland. He's had some good moments against Minnesota.
The Twins are tired of seeing Eddie.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Pat Mears, will be followed by Mike Durant, and then the leadoff hitter Chuck Knobloch. Curveball is lined to Rafael Palmeiro for the first out. Rick Krivda's last appearance in a game was against Toronto at the Sky Dome on Monday, July 15th. He started, and has so often been the case when he's pitched pretty well for a couple of innings, and then ran into a big inning, giving up 4 runs in the 3rd.
That's really been his inability to get the 3rd out of an inning. Many times he's cruised through the first two. And then I don't know if it's a lack of concentration and finishing off the inning. But he'll walk someone down in the lineup, give up a blue hit, then make a mistake.
He ended up giving up 6 runs and 6 hits in that game. Jimmy Haynes relieved him and wound up getting a win as the Orioles rallied for 5 runs in the 9th to win it 8-6. Two and one to catcher Mike Durant, who twice has flied to right.
Give that man a contract.
Time called as Durant steps out. Durant played college ball at Ohio State, which is nowhere near Iowa State.
Okay, Fred.
It all went downhill after that, didn't it? After Joe called me Fred 3 times. Did not see what I was worried about is when he was on the Today Show, he used to work with that chimp, J. Fred Muggs.
Right.
I hope he wasn't alluding to that.
Well, we could get...
Slow roller up the third baseline. Surhoff unloads and gets it. Nice play. I think what happened is Joe had actually just come from the radio booth. We'd probably be visiting with Fred Manfred.
We can only surmise.
You know any other Freds in the park? Freddie Tyler. Maybe he was talking to Freddie Tyler.
I thought you were a clubhouse man. He would ask you if you wanted any chew.
No kidding. Strike one to Chuck Knobloch, who's been on base twice with 2 walks. It's also popped up to the catcher. Twins 7, Orioles 5. I think the fireworks in this one are far from being over. Time called.
9:31.
Do you know where your children are?
The drive umpire's crazy with that.
1-1. It's like Knobloch is almost daring the way he stands on top of the plate. Like, you're not going to throw in. I'm going to take that part of the plate away and just concentrate on the middle to the outer half of the plate.
You can see him lock his feet in.
Griffith comes right in on him.
In the past, pretty much a dead right field or opposite field hitter. He closed that front foot off to keep that front shoulder from giving it all. But we've seen this year, he at times will look in and open up that front half. He's always been a great right field hitter. Inside out, that ball in the inside half over the second baseman's head.
One ball, 2 strikes to Knobloch. 2 outs, nobody out in the 6th. Looks like the 2 strikes. He can even move a little closer to the plate. Changeup is low. 2-2.
Well, usually with 2 strikes, he'll lead with his hands. Just try to stay inside the baseball. Fight it off and move up on the plate. I say he'll lock those feet and hands in.
Fastball away, 3-2 to Knobloch. They finished 3rd in the voting for the All-Star game behind Roberto Alomar and Cleveland's Carlos Baerga. But did represent the Twins. He had 1 at bat in the All-Star game. Check swing roller to Rafael Palmeiro. And Knobloch is retired. The Twins go down in order at the end of 5.5. Minnesota 7, the Orioles 5.
An exciting performance is taking place in healthcare, right here in the Mid-Atlantic. Doctors, hospitals, employers, employees, they're all. all joining in. We're Principal Healthcare. 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 Principal Heal doctors you trust, quality care you need. We pull it all together in perfect harmony. What healthcare is meant to be. Principal Healthcare at the Mid-Atlantic. Member of the Principal Financial Group.
Becky, I can't help myself. Jane, me too. I can't stop saving money. For me, it's a way of life. Thank goodness for the Safeway coupon book. It happens every month. Incredible savings. I'd say phenomenal. On stuff I'm already shopping for. All my family favorites. I'd have to be nuts not to use it. The Safeway coupon book. Call me Miss Thrift, the queen of coupons. First lady of the budget.
Hi, welcome back to Baltimore's Kevin Yards. Tom Davis here with a Miller Lite highlight package of the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees. Right now, Texas a 3-game lead over Seattle. The Yankees 8-1. The Orioles pick up action in this one with Juan Gonzalez going deep off of Kenny Rogers just inside the left field foul pole. 2-run homer, 28th for the season. His 5th home run in the last 6 games, up the RBI count to 86. He has over 600 RBIs now for the career. That gave the Rangers a 3-1 lead. Since then, Dean Palmer hit a 2-run homer, his 23rd. So the Rangers lead the Yankees 5-1 now in the 7th inning. So that's a complete look at the Miller Lite highlights here on HCS. Let's return you now to Mel Proctor and Mike Flanagan.
All right, thank you, Tom. And tonight's contestant in the Pepsi Big Slam Home Run Derby inning is S. Chetrone Sr. of Pasadena, Maryland. If the Orioles hit any home runs during tonight's Pepsi Big Slam inning, S. Chetrone will win a case of Pepsi, $100. 2 tickets to an Orioles game. To enter the Pepsi Big Slam Home Run Derby inning, send a postcard to the address on your screen. The Twins make a pitching change as Mike Trombley comes in to work the 6th inning. Rich Robertson started, worked 5 innings. He allowed a total of 5 runs on 10 hits, walked 1 and struck out 2, and gave up 2 home runs. And here's Trombley, who throws the 4 basic pitches, but he's also added a split-fingered fastball to his repertoire, and they say that his velocity is a little better this year than it's been in previous years. He's throwing about 91 miles an hour.
Yeah, he has had a terrific year, and this bullpen as a whole has 20-8 overall with 20 saves. I don't think they thought it would have quite that amount of success, especially moving Aguilera into the rotation. But he's done a...
Mike Durant, the catcher, just threw the ball into center field. Threw a helium ball to center, trying to make him throw to second base. But Trombley has had a good year. 3-0 with a 2.90 earned run average. The league is hitting only 209 off of it.
But you wonder how maybe Mike Trombley ever got to the big leagues or maybe ever was drafted. He attended Duke University where he had a 6-22 record. And he set an NCAA record by hitting 20 batters in a season. That was the year before he had his eyes tested. No. I'm looking at that. And he also tied a single game record of hitting 5 twice.
I guess they liked his arm.
Yeah, what? There was nobody digging in.
1 ball, 1 strike to Manny Alexander, who's 0 for 2 tonight. On second base. Good swing and hacks it foul. Manny started at second base because Billy Ripken has a bad back. Jeff Hewson is a left-handed hitter, and the Twins started a left-hander tonight, Rich Robertson. The attendance tonight is 42,129.
And one thing Trombley has been terrific at is retiring that first hitter. He's 3 for 16, 188 with 7 strikeouts.
Good slider. That takes care of Manning.
8 strikeouts.
Center fielder.
Well, you wonder if there had to be any thought of actually pinch hitting, and this is that slider that you're talked about. Also has a forkball. See Manny actually ducking out of the way of that pitch, and it catches the inside corner.
Mike Devereaux steps in. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Single his last time up, and he takes a fastball for a strike.
Well, he certainly doesn't look wild tonight. He's only walked 9 all season.
Fastball is hit deep to center field. Rich Becker tracking it. And he's got it just about a foot shy of the warning track.
Left fielder.
2 down, and Luis Polonio will be coming up for the second time. Mark Smith started the game in left field tonight, was up in the 4th with the count 2-1, fouled the ball into his foot, actually at the inside of his knee, and was forced to leave the game. Polonio took over that at bat and flied out. Actually popped out to the third baseman. He hits the first pitch in the air to left center. Marty Cordova makes the catch, and Mike Trombley has retired the side in order. The end of 6, the Twins lead the Orioles 7-5.
Jeep designers gave the special edition Jeep Cherokee Classic a bold new monochromatic look. Jeep engineers gave it the power and capabilities to go over, under, and around almost anything. And now your Jeep dealers have removed the last of the obstacles. For a limited time, get a special edition Cherokee Classic for just $225 a month.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Luskins and Mitsubishi announced the biggest sporting event of 1996. The TV Toss. That's right, now you can toss your little TV and get a Mitsubishi Big Screen, Big Tube, or VCR. Pay nothing down, no interest accrued, and make absolutely no monthly payments for 15 months. At all Luskins locations.
Nice drive. If you think playing Freddie Couples is a challenge, it's nothing compared to the one faced by more than 20 million Americans who suffer from kidney disease. But you can help and enjoy a round of golf at the same time. Hi, I'm Fred Couples. And I'm Lee Trevino, inviting you to enter the Cadillac Invitational, benefiting the National Kidney Foundation.
Play at Andrews Air Force Base, the area's most challenging military golf course. Call 202-244-7900.
The Hoover game summary, Eddie Murray has made a triumphant return to Baltimore, hitting a 2-run homer in the 5th, his 492nd career home run. Jimmy Haynes, though, struggled, going 4 1/3 innings, giving up 8 hits and 7 earned runs. Mark Smith has a couple of hits, 2 runs scored, but he had to leave the game with an injury. I'd like to say hi to all the guys in Winston-Salem from Mike Holmes. I'd also like to say hello and our best wishes to 8-year-old Andrew Hubley at Fort Meade. And we'd like to wish Helen McNamara a happy 92nd birthday from her entire family. She's been an Oriole fan for over 40 years. Happy birthday, Helen. And the men and women from the Naval Academy are here tonight.
Many.
Rich Becker leading off the 7th against Rick Krivda. This is Becker's first at bat against Krivda. Against Haynes, he walked twice and tripled and scored 3 times. Ball 2. Up foul out of play off third base. I don't know what the Orioles will do for another starter. They used Krivda in that role for a while. Haynes came back to pitch tonight. It was not effective. Ken Merker tried it. He was ineffective and was traded.
They have had difficulty cementing that many times 4th and 5th starter roles.
3-2. I understand Merker was saying that he's going to go down to AAA most likely and pitch for the Indians Buffalo team, which led me to wonder why the Orioles didn't take the same approach with him and send him down to Rochester to try to get him straightened out. And I asked Davey Johnson about that, and he said that was one of the possibilities discussed, and the front office decided not to do it. Becker walks for the 3rd time in the game.
I think Cleveland more has in mind of, you saw where Jim Poole was traded to the San Francisco Giants, and Merker, the majority of his career, has pitched out of the bullpen. I think they see him in that capacity as the season winds down and maybe being a shot in the arm come September.
fielder hits the first pitch foul. Molly drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the third. He's in his first year with the Twins. It's part of the Orioles Brain Trust. Majority owner Peter Angelos. Sid Thrift, the next level down. In charge of the Orioles minor league system. Longtime baseball man. He told me I had a good face for radio today. Appreciate that, Sid. There goes the runner. They got him picked off. Palmeiro to second. And Becker is out.
Well, that's one way to slow down the running game. Pick him off. Something that Rick Cribb has spent a lot of time on last season was recognizing runners' leads. And does a real nice job of getting the ball to Palmeiro in plenty of time. See Rip. Ball actually rolled up his glove a little bit.
1-3 to 6. The scoring on the play. It goes as a caught stealing as Becker is caught for the 6th time this year. Ground ball up the middle. Cal Ripken has it over to first to retire Molitor.
Left fielder, Marty Cordova.
2 down, the 7th, and Marty Cordova coming up. He's driven in 2 runs tonight with a pair of singles, also scored twice. Kirby Puckett was of great help to Marty Cordova as he was coming along the Twins organization. He would often participate in Kirby's hitting group and would go to Kirby for advice. Kirby even let him use some of his bats. Manny Alexander calls for it and makes the catch. We head to the bottom of the 7th with the Twins ahead, 7-5.
This is it, where brand new Miller beer begins. Where the hops grow that give new Miller beer its flavor. Because new Miller beer is brewed a totally new way. Straight from the heart of the hops. For flavor unlike any other beer. Big flavor that goes down easy. We think so much of this new beer, we're just calling it who we are. Miller. Brand new Miller beer. Reach for what's out there.
Is it true that 9 out of 10 people use this book?
Sure would be.
This one's well used.
Like phone number for like hairdresser, like Life Without the Yellow Pages would be very expensive.
We wanted to get a stork to put in our front yard to announce the babies.
You found this under stork?
Yeah. We use it a lot for Saturday day trips with our family.
Are you one of the 9 out of 10?
One of the 9.
One of the 9.
I'm one of the 9.
How are you? Thank you.
Bell Atlantic, the heart of communication.
And Tom Davis welcome you back here to Baltimore's Camden Yards for a Geico Auto Insurance scoreboard. And we begin with Texas leading the Yankees 5-1 in the 7th inning. 2-run homers for Juan Gonzalez and Dean Palmer. Cleveland leads Toronto 3-2 in the 7th. Kansas City beat Boston 5-2. Mike McFarland with his 12th home run. Chicago 2, Oakland 1. They're now in the 5th inning. Harold Bain singled in one of those White Sox runs. Earlier today, the Giants beat the Cubs 3-2. Ryan Sandberg, a home run and an RBI, plus an error that permitted the winning run in for the Giants. Reds down the Phillies 5-2 in the first of 2. Eric Davis, 2 homers, 3 RBIs. Second game, Phillies lead at 3-0 in the 6th inning. St. Louis on top of Atlanta 5-3 there in the 5th. And Houston is flanking San Diego 1-0 in the 5th inning. That's the Geico Auto Insurance scoreboard. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, Rouse & Company from 5:30 to 10 will be Steve Rouse, Linda Sherman, and Mike Thomas. Back upstairs to Mel Proctor and Mike Flanagan.
All right, Tom, go online with HTS and the O's in cyberspace. Point your browser to htsports.com on the World Wide Web or go keyword HTS in America online, and Mike and I will look for you there. There's a lot of that going around lately. Boys, browser pointing.
Yes. Better be careful.
Put an eye out. Cal Ripken will lead off the 7th against Mike Trombley, who retired the side in order in the 6th, his first inning of work. Cal is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Slider in there for a strike.
Okay, many times you can tell how a pitcher's going to pitch. You see Trombley getting that forkball grip ready early, but very relaxed on the mound, very focused. See him loading it up, getting it ready, and will make the adjustment from there. He can change to a fastball, but he ends up throwing a forkball. Many pitchers feel that to get that forkball grip in there, you have to dig at it, and the hitter many times will see you digging in the glove and may tip it by flaring it or see you forcing it in there.
Hale hits a ground ball back of third. It's a fair ball. Hollins to first. Got him. Hollins has had a few defensive problems tonight, but makes a strong throw on this one to retire Cal Ripken.
First baseman.
Well, what he does on this is that he keeps his throwing foot, or his right foot, his plant foot, underneath him. It's on solid ground and makes a strong over-the-top throw. We saw that more of a sidearm throw earlier in the game, which he's having trouble locating.
Mike Trombley has retired all 4 batters he's faced so far, and we'll now take a look at Rafael Palmeiro. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Yeah, so far, really both bullpens coming in and doing a nice job. Rick Kribda and Mike Trombley.
Fastball is low, 1-1. Trombley will run his fastball up there about 86 to 91 miles per hour. He can sink it, make it run, or he can throw a cutter occasionally. We haven't seen that big curveball that he has. Like a forkball.
That was it. As I say, his fastball has gotten better this year, and the reason is he has added that forkball. You add the forkball, which is a lot slower, same arm action. Hitters have to wait a little longer to distinguish what it is.
Struck him out.
And then you can throw the fastball by him. It has the illusion that it's harder because you have to wait a split second longer to recognize the pitch. Really, with the pitch before that forkball that sets this up.
Here's Bobby Bonilla with 2 outs and nobody on. Slider is in there.
You see the difference with Trombley adding the 3rd pitch. We talk about it with Jimmy Haynes just basically being a 2-pitch pitcher. And here's a pitcher now that has added a 3rd pitch and a quality one. How much more effective he can be.
Fastball is lined but caught by the first baseman Zehoviak to end the inning. And the Orioles are down in order. The end of 7, Twins 7, Orioles 5.
It's our opinion at Acura that a luxury car should be quiet. It should cradle its occupants in astonishingly soft leather and burled walnut. And with a 3.5-liter power plant, it should be anything but a Sunday drive in the park. Introducing the Acura RL, the new flagship from Acura. Test drive the Acura RL, priced from $41,000 at your Acura dealer.
Energy comes in all forms. We should know. You see, Carroll Independent's been meeting Baltimore's energy needs since 1907. That adds up to enough heating fuel to warm the homes of you and, say, 1,000 of your closest friends for about the next 670 years. And enough Citgo gasoline to get you from Baltimore to San Francisco and back more than 6 million times. We're talking one serious family vacation. So for your fuel needs, it's Carroll Independent and Citgo, your energy source for life.
An exciting performance is taking place in healthcare, right here in the Mid-Atlantic. Doctors, hospitals, employers, employees, they're all joining in. We're Principal Healthcare. Doctors you trust, quality care you need. We pull it all together in perfect harmony. What healthcare is meant to be. Principal Healthcare at the Mid-Atlantic. Member of the Principal Financial Group.
CBS coverage of Orioles baseball is brought to you by the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Hungry? Grab the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages and have dinner delivered right to your door without missing any action. It's by Principal Healthcare of the Mid-Atlantic, what healthcare is meant to be. And by Canon, so advanced, it's simple. We move to the 8th inning at Camden Yards with the Twins leading 7-5. Scott Zehoviak, Roberto Kelly, and Dave Hollins coming up for Rick Kripke, who relieved Jimmy Haynes after 4 1/3 innings. Ball 1 to Zehoviak, who's had a good night. He's 3 for 3 with 2 singles, a double, and a run batted in. It appears that Zehoviak is finally settled in at first base after Kent Hrbek retired. The Twins had problems finding a replacement. They had a kid named Dave McCarty out of Stanford they thought would be the heir apparent, but he never hit much and wound up in the National League with the Giants. They did have Paul Sorrento in their organization years ago. He never really got a chance with the Twins because of the presence of Hrbek, and then was traded to Cleveland and now in Seattle. Zehoviak's done a pretty good job. He draws a walk.
On base for the 4th time tonight, just 1 for 13 coming in.
Right fielder.
Second walk allowed by Rick Kripke. He walked Rich Becker in the 7th and then picked him off. And Roberto Kelly coming up. We talked about Kelly being a highly regarded young player for the Yankees for so many years, but since leaving New York in '93, he's played for 5 different teams. Cincinnati, Atlanta, Montreal, the Dodgers, and this year with the Twins. 0-1 to Roberto Kelly.
Even though he's had some good years, I don't think he's ever lived up to the expectation tag. He's a center fielder who can throw, can run, hit for power, hit for average. Keith Shepard up and throwing.
The durable Keith who worked twice in Boston.
And not just like a third of an inning. One of those outings, he had 4 innings. It's the final 4 innings in Friday's game.
Fastball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Roberto Kelly, who's had bits and pieces of greatness in his career. He had 302 and 89 for the Yankees, stole 35 bases, hit 20 home runs 1 year for New York. Hit 319 and 93 for the Reds, but just has never quite put it all together. Fouled back 1-2 to Kelly, who has played in 2 All-Star games. Now 32 years of age, from Panama. Back. The Twins had a very talented outfielder a couple of years ago named Shane Mack. They let get away, though. He went to Japan. I think he's making so much money there, he'd probably never come back.
Well, he was a great hitter, and that was at a time when the Twins really couldn't afford much payroll at all and felt that they were going to lose Mack. And he was a terrific hitter. And he was adjusted well to Japan.
Fly ball to right. Bobby Bonilla comes in and makes the catch. 1 out.
Third baseman, Dave Hollins.
Dave Hollins, the third baseman, coming up. He's hitless in 3 at-bats. See, Eddie Murray is also wearing number 34 on his hat, honoring Kirby Puckett.
Miguel Rod Hendricks does the same. Loved and respected around baseball.
It was certainly a tragedy that he can't continue his career. He was asked if he'd like to coach, and he said maybe after a while, but for the time being, I'm going to stay home. Hollins leans on one and hits it out of here. 2-run shot to left, and the Twins now lead 9-5. That's his 11th home run. He leads the club. And the Twins open up a little daylight now, leading by 4 runs.
You hear a little cheer in the background. It's one of the Oriole fans firing that ball back onto the field.
And that'll do it for Rick Cribden.
Well, it's a fastball up in the strike zone. It's a pitch that Rick Cribden has tried to work on to get that fastball down. Hollins has always been a pretty good high fastball hitter.
So we got another pitching change as Cribden gives up a 2-run homer to make it 9-5 Minnesota. We'll be back.
There's something deliciously new at Domino's. Our new Roma herb crust pizza. The tangy zest of sun-dried tomatoes, the sweetness of slow-roasted garlic, and the zing of fresh basil, baked into every inch of our classic hand-tossed crust. All around the edge, a generous dusting of our crunchy Parmesan topping. Try it now, only from Domino's. Call and get a large one-topping Roma herb crust pizza, just $9.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's. Now.
Hey, boss.
Bob. Gentlemen. Frankie.
Hi, fellas.
Hi, Lee. Do they really think they can pass as him?
No. People know the genuine article when they see it, like the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. It has the information and choices that make shopping easier. 9 out of 10 use it. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Hey, boys. Lost my way to Vegas.
Bell Atlantic, the heart of communication.
It's him.
Be sure to get your shot with a Canon Sure Shot, like the new Sure Shot Z70W. So petite, so chic, and so full of features.
Energy comes in all forms. We should know. You see, Carroll Independent's been meeting Baltimore's energy needs since 1907. That adds up to enough heating fuel to warm the homes of you and, say, 1,000 of your closest friends for about the next 670 years. And enough Citgo gasoline to get you from Baltimore to San Francisco and back more than 6 million times. We're talking one serious family vacation. So for your fuel needs, it's Carroll Independent and Citgo, your energy source for life.
All rights to this telecast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this telecast without the express written permission of the Baltimore Orioles and Westinghouse Broadcasting Company is prohibited. The Orioles have kept Keith Shifford busy since returning from Rochester. He made 2 appearances in Boston, coming in Thursday night's game in relief of David Wells and working 2/3 of an inning, and then coming back again on Friday, working 4 innings, giving up 7 runs, but 6 of them were unearned.
Yeah, he was really left out there pretty much naked in the game, not much help behind. I talked to him today. He said his arm has rebounded well. But down in Rochester, he was a starter, had 10 starts. Pitched 72 innings, struck out 78, and only walked 28. Wildness was the reason he really left Baltimore for Rochester in the first place.
Rick Cribden gave up 2 earned runs on 3 hits. He walked 3, struck out none, was touched for a 2-run homer by Dave Hollins. Oh, and 2 to Pat Mears, who's hitless in 3 at-bats tonight.
Well, the Twins really haven't squandered any of their scoring opportunities. They have 9 runs, 9 hits, and they just left 3 runners on base. There was 1 more hit, 10, but just 5 runs.
Swung on and missed, and Shepard punches out Mears on 3 pitches. That's the second out of the inning.
Catcher, Mike Durant.
Well, he gets ahead, and this is what Keith Shepard has done since he's come back from Rochester, is to get ahead in the count and be able to throw that fork ball down in the strike zone. And very effective to see Mears swing right over the top of it and way out in front of it.
Mike Durant hits the first pitch in the air to center field. Mike Devereaux jogs in. That does it for the Twins, but they add 2 more on a home run by Dave Hollins and now lead 9-5.
riding in the world's first sport utility wagon.
I am.
That's right. This here's the all-wheel drive Subaru Outback.
That's great.
You know, it's got more cargo space than a passport.
Uh-huh.
The ground clearance of an Explorer.
Yeah, but...
Oh, and did I mention, it gets much better gas mileage than a Jeep Cherokee.
Outback, you say?
Subaru Outback. The world's first sport utility wagon.
Be sure to get your shot with a Canon Sure Shot, like the new Sure Shot Z70W. So petite, so chic, and so full of features.
Jane. 87, Becky. Oh, you know, yesterday I went to Safeway. Yeah? I bought $95 worth of groceries. Oh, that's nice. But I only paid $67. Oh, it has to be the Safeway coupon book. It happens every month. Incredible savings. I'd say phenomenal. On stuff I'm already shopping for. All my family favorites. I'd have to be nuts not to use it. The Safeway coupon book. It's too exciting. I'm primed. I'm pumped.
Ready to play the Twins.
Get ready for O's and Twins. Game 2, Tuesday night at 7.
On HTS.
A special treat is in store for kids attending the Orioles game against the Indians this Sunday. Every youngster age 14 and under will receive a free Cal Ripken growth poster, compliments of the Mid-Atlantic Milk Marketing Association. Twins lead 9-5. Eddie Murray will lead off the 8th inning for the Orioles. Eddie hit a 2-run homer in the 5th. His first home run for the Orioles since September 22nd, 1988, when he connected off Detroit's Frank Tanana at Memorial Stadium. This one off Rich Robertson. And in a sense, that was his 500th career homer, his 492nd during the regular season. He's also hit 8 in postseason, but those don't count in those totals.
Nope, nor batting practice, nor, but he's hit a lot of bombs, that's for sure.
Eddie coming back to the Orioles at the age of 40. Several of the Indians were very outspoken. They were upset that Eddie Murray was traded. Kenny Lofton in particular said that everyone in Cleveland was looking forward to seeing him getting his 500th homer in Cleveland. And now he'll do it in Baltimore, most likely.
I thought Dennis Martinez had some interesting comments also.
But the next time he faced him, he'd throw 3 of them right down the middle.
I don't know if that was so good.
No. Fans are happy to have him back. He gets under one and hits it a mile high. Mike Durant comes back and has no play.
Well, I think you associate Eddie Murray with a lot of winning seasons. I think he's at the stage in his career where some of the other things upon his departure just as soon be forgotten. Let bygones be bygones.
Fouled back. 1-2 to Eddie. In the press conference this afternoon, he said he was looking forward to again playing with Cal Ripken. He didn't think that would be possible because he knew Cal would never leave the Orioles. And he also thanked Cal Sr. for teaching him how to play the game of baseball when he was a very young player in the minor leagues. Check swing, foul ball.
I know they used to ask Cal Sr., you know, how is it to be, you know, coaching your son or maybe even managing your son? And he said, they're all my sons. And I think it was players like Eddie Murray and Rich Dower and some of the others that they really felt that way about Cal Sr.
Slider is flicked foul.
And that's something that really I've seen no other hitter master. Eddie has always had the ability to maybe judge the strike zone. He used to call it the flick. Be able to just foul off a pitch that's borderline. Now watch this. Really can't tell from that angle, but it's low and away in the black, and he just keeps it foul and buys himself another pitch. Many a hitter will dribble that ball fair.
It grounds another one foul.
And there's the flick number 2.
Wade Boggs also does that pretty well.
Yeah. But and keep that ball fair is what, many poor hitters do. This one, he just drags the top hand over and just like hooks it foul.
Like the splitter from Trombley.
You see Eddie really is in his spread out protect stance.
He pops it up. Durant on the warning track makes the count. And Eddie Murray is retired for the first out of the 8th.
Third baseman, B.J. Surhoff.
B.J. Surhoff comes up. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Twins have 9 runs on 9 hits. They've committed 1 error, left 3 men on base. The Orioles have 5 runs on 10 hits. No errors and 6 left. The Orioles have not done much with Trombley since he's come in. Strike 1 to B.J. Surhoff.
Oh, he's really peppered the strike zone. I've been ahead of, seems like, each and every hitter.
One and 1 to B.J. To Dave Hollins, who's been busy tonight. And the throw is in time. But Trombley has pretty well silenced the Oriole attack, and now Chris Hoyles will come up. Hoyles is 2 for 3 with a single and a home run leading off the 4th inning.
Chris's batting average starting to climb, heading towards 240.
He vowed that he would have a good second half. Always been a very slow starter in the first half of the year. Strike 1 to Chris. Well, there were a lot of speculation if the Orioles acquired a catcher, Chris Hoyles might be moved to designated hitter, but I suppose that's been laid to rest now with the acquisition of Eddie Murray. He'll be the DH. Davey Johnson said he might play first once in a while. Right now he's got a little tender shoulder, but Rafael Palmeiro is one of those guys who's going to be in the lineup just about every day. He's only missed 3 games since he's been with the Orioles.
Right, just yesterday was the first he's missed all year. And it may be the only one he misses all year with Randy Johnson sidelined.
But Eddie, early in his career, was a very good first baseman. He won several Gold Gloves, but now primarily a DH. Hoyles pops it up back at second base. And Chuck Knobloch makes the catch for the 3rd out. The Orioles are down in order at the end of 8. Twins 9, Orioles 5.
There's something deliciously new at Domino's. Our new Roma Herb Crust Pizza. The tangy zest of sun-dried tomatoes, the sweetness of slow-roasted garlic, and the zing of fresh basil, baked into every inch of our classic hand-tossed crust. All around the edge, a generous dusting of our crunchy Parmesan topping. Try it now, only from Domino's. Call and get a large one-topping Roma Herb Crust Pizza, just $9.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's. Now.
Same cars, same price, but one of them costs up to 15% less to insure, giving one driver more money toward accessories. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. You may never need your car insurance company early in the morning or late at night. But we offer 24-hour service anyway. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It's our opinion at Acura that a luxury car should be quiet. It should cradle its occupants in astonishingly soft leather and burled walnut. And with a 3.5-liter power plant, it should be anything but a Sunday drive in the park. Introducing the Acura RL, the new flagship from Acura. Test drive the Acura RL, priced from $41,000 at your Acura dealer.
You'll want to be at the ballpark August 12th through the 14th when the Orioles battle the Milwaukee Brewers. Seats still remain for this series, but get them soon before they're long gone. Tickets are available at the Orioles box office, any Ticketmaster location, or by calling 410-481-SEAT, 202-432-SEAT, or 703-573-SEAT. The Orioles have their work cut out for them tonight, trailing 9-5. Mike Trombley has retired all 9 batters he's faced in relief for the Twins. So the Orioles can ill afford to give up any more runs, and Chuck Knobloch will be leading off for the Twins in the ninth.
Right, and if you're scoreboard watching, Texas leads New York 6-1 in the ninth.
And Chicago leads Oakland 5-2 in the eighth. The Orioles began the day 8 games back of New York in the American League East and 4 games back of the wild card spot occupied by the White Sox. Ball 1 to Chuck Knobloch, who has now seen 26 pitches. And this is his 5th at bat, so that's 4+ at bats. He's really worked the count well. Walked twice. Splitter for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, the Yankees seem to slow down their torrid pace. They're just 5-5 their last 10 games, but by the same token, the Orioles 4-6 their last 10.
Into left field and a base hit for Knobloch. That's his first hit of the game. And the first allowed by Keith Shepard. Total of 20 hits. Each team with 10 hits in this game. But the Twins lead 9-5. Rich Becker has been on base 4 times tonight with 3 walks and a triple. And has scored 3 times. He walked again in the 7th, and Rick Kripke picked him off. Ground ball to Manny Alexander to Cal Ripken. Over to first. Double play. The Orioles in the bottom of the ninth, the scheduled hitters are Manny Alexander, who will probably be lifted for a pinch hitter, Mike Devereaux, and Luis Polonia. Jeff Hewson was in the on-deck circle and would have hit for Manny in the last half inning if he had come up. The Twins aren't warming anybody up in the bullpen, so it looks like they'll stay with Mike Trombley. Their starter, Dave Stevens, is on the disabled list. He gave up a game-winning home run the other night in Cleveland and punched a telephone in the dugout and cut up his hand. So he's on the shelf. One ball, one strike to Paul Molitor, who's returned home. He grew up in St. Paul, attended the University of Minnesota, and that was a major reason he came back. Toronto offered him a contract. The Orioles went very hard after him, and he thought very seriously about coming here. Cleveland also made him an offer, but he felt that at this point in his career, at the age of 39, he wanted to finish up in his hometown.
I don't think you can blame him for that. He'd look good in an Oriole uniform, too.
Yeah. I ran into him this winter at a basketball game in Toronto. He was sitting with Samuel L. Jackson, the actor. Went over and visited with him, and I said, we would have liked to have had you in Baltimore. And he said, I thought very seriously about it. I came very close to going because Pat Gillick was there, and I was with him in Toronto, and we've had a good relationship, and I love the ballpark, but I wanted to finish my career at home. Molitor strikes out for the third out. We go to the bottom of the ninth with the Twins ahead, 9-5.
Flying to Chicago for business? If these 8 reasons don't convince you to fly Southwest Airlines nonstop to Chicago, maybe this will.
Southwest Airlines.
Training is such a bore.
Nothing's more intense than slamming a dude.
Wow, Andre's really on fire. Whoa. Gotta hand it to those new coaches.
Bravo! Brilliant! Good shot!
Out. I just got a promotion. And a cellular phone. My little brother got one, too.
Not that I'm competitive.
I got the big calling plan.
I got a local plan. My job's more focused.
At Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile, cellular service isn't one size fits all. From phone features to calling plans, you get services that fit your life.
I also got voicemail.
You did? I want that.
Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile.
Congratulations to Christopher Davis. No player hit for the cycle, but Christopher has won a Sony 27-inch stereo television by playing in tonight's giant HTS Orioles $1 Million Magic. To see if you can turn your field of dreams into a field of green, watch the Orioles on O's TV and see your local Giants for details. Bottom of the ninth coming up. The Orioles have not touched reliever Mike Trombley. He's retired all 9 batters he's faced, and we'll take a look at a pinch hitter, Jeff Houston, who will hit for Manny Alexander. So Tom Kelly will stay with a hot hand. Trombley, who does have 1 save this year. And this is a save situation since he has worked a total of 3 innings. Strike 1 to Jeff Houston, who went 3 for 5 with a sacrifice fly and 2 RBIs yesterday in Boston. The RBI was his first of the season. Started to rain again. Slider fouled back. Trombley's had good stuff tonight.
Ahead of the majority of the Oriole hitters. 0-2 once again. So when he gets you in this situation, you have to defend against a 90-plus fastball and about a 78-mile-an-hour forkball that dives down in the strike zone.
That's the pitch he likes to use as his out pitch. There it is, and that takes care of Houston. 10 in a row retired by Trombley.
I can only think back to a reliever like Tom Henke, who came up with a forkball late in his career in his 30s. He developed this pitch right here, the one that just kind of stops and drops out of the strike zone, and went from being a struggling minor leaguer, just really fastball slider, to the dominating relievers in the game.
Strike 1 to Mike Devereaux. Trombley is locked in now. He's right, retired 10 in a row, walked none, struck out 3, not allowed a hit. 1-1. Slider misses inside. 2-1 to Devo, who's 1 for 4 tonight. He had a single in the 4th. The ball up is fouled back. 2-2. Pitch was up, but it had a lot of life on it. Ground ball to short. Pat Mears gobbles it up. 2 outs in the 9th, and that's 11 in a row retired by Mike Trombley. He took over in the 6th inning, struck out Manny Alexander looking, retired the side in order in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and now has 1 more out to go in the 9th.
Left fielder, Luis Polonia.
Luis Polonia 0 for 2 since taking over for the injured Mark Smith. It'll be interesting to see if Smith can come back and play in the next few days. He's going to be out for a while. There's another man down.
Not a whole lot of help down in Rochester. Although
Jeffrey Hammonds, I suppose, could be summoned. He's starting to swing the bat pretty well after a slow start.
I think last night he had a home run, 4 RBIs for the Red Wings.
One ball, one strike to Polonia.
I guess what you have to feel is that if Brady Anderson went on disabled list, that's who would replace Brady, would be Jeffrey Hammonds.
Jeffrey is playing center field right now in Rochester, although if he came back, they'd probably leave Devereaux in center. Put him back in left. Line drive caught by the shortstop Mears. And an outstanding performance by Mike Trombley in relief. He retired all 12 batters he faced over 4 innings. The totals for the Twins: 9 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, and 3 left. For the Orioles, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and 6 left. The winning pitcher is Rich Robertson. He's now 4-9. Trombley records his 2nd save, and Jimmy Haynes takes a loss. He is 3-6. Final score: Minnesota 9 and the Orioles 5.
You're making the move, finding your own place. Some things work, some don't. When you find what you want, you'll know it. Got that now in a brand new beer from Miller. New Miller is brewed a whole new way, from the heart of the hops, for flavor unlike any other beer. Big flavor that goes down easy. Brand new Miller beer. Reach for what's out there.
The all-wheel drive cars from Subaru. Each looks beautiful on the surface. Any surface. Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature. It reacts instantly, transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip to help keep you safely on the road, even where there are no roads. The all-surface, all-weather, all-wheel drive line from Subaru. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
HTS, ready to play. And now we're ready to play online, big time, with America Online. You want your team's inside stats and skeds? You want to chat with sports stars and other cyber fans? You want games with prizes like free kicks and free AOL hours? You want to really get an inside look at Orioles, Bullets, Cats, and DC United games? To play, go online with America Online. Keyword HTS. If you want to become a member of America Online, call this toll-free number right now.
Our Southwest Airlines player of the game is Twins reliever Mike Trombley, who retired all 12 hitters he faced in 4 innings of work. He was just overpowering, struck out 3, walked none, and picking up his 2nd save of the year. And we'll return to Camden Yards, where the Twins have beaten the Orioles 9-5.
Well, they're no match for the world's first sport utility wagon.
Oh, really?
All-wheel drive Subaru Outback's got more headroom than a Cherokee. The ground clearance of an Explorer.
So you said.
And ride smooth as any car.
Got any more of those tidbits?
What, like more stability in a turn than a Chevy Blazer?
Sure, that'll do.
That's my Subaru Outback. World's first sport utility wagon.
Looks like we've got a new pitcher, and... Hey, that's a fan. Get security.
Easy there, Mike. It's the Southwest Airlines Strike Zone Sweepstakes. Every Saturday home game, a lucky winner gets 3 shots at the Strike Zone.
They'll get them next time.
You can win discounts on Southwest Airlines. You might even win 4 round-trip tickets to any Southwest Airlines destination.
Sounds great, Mel. How do you get a shot to win?
Well, all you have to do is send your name, address, and phone number to this address.
I'm going to enter.
Sorry, Mike. Not eligible. Read the legal stuff.
Every day, America Online is making it a little easier for people to live, work, and play. With point-and-click access to instant news and sports, financial updates, online magazines, shopping and travel, and easy access to the internet. Call now for America Online, a new way to use your computer to communicate and have fun.
The Orioles ready to play.
Ready for the playoff race to continue.
Ready to play the Twins.
Ready for Brady and company to drive the drive. Ready to move up by taking Knobloch and Minnesota down.
I'm ready.
Get ready for O's and Twins. Game 2, Tuesday night at 7.
On HTS.
Welcome back to Camden Yards. Despite Eddie Murray's first home run as an Oriole since 1988, the Orioles fell the Minnesota Twins tonight 9-5. The Orioles were getting to starter Rich Robertson, who gave up 5 runs and 10 hits. But Tom Kelly brought in Mike Trombley out of the bullpen. He was perfect. He threw 40 pitches, 32 strikes, and retired every batter he faced.
He peppered that strikes on the score. It was really 7-5 after the 5th inning when Trombley came in the game, and it appeared as if it was going to be a 14, 15-run game, and it just didn't happen. He dominated the Orioles lineup, but I guess the bottom line is Jimmy Haynes didn't live up to expectations as a starter, which Davey Johnson, I know, hoped for. So we don't know what his fate is going to be. And it was just nice, I guess, to see Eddie Murray back in an Oriole uniform and hitting a home run. And I guess now the home runs count for us.
Seemed almost eerie to hear that chant, Eddie, Eddie, again after so many years.
It's a flashback. It's a wonderful thing to see.
All right, that'll do it for tonight. Once again, our final score, the Minnesota Twins 9 and the Orioles 5. HTS coverage of Orioles baseball has been brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With low fares on every flight, every seat, every day. Fly Southwest Airlines, celebrating 25 years of love from Southwest to you. By your Subaru dealer, who invites you to come in and experience the beauty of all-wheel drive. By Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile, proud sponsor of Orioles baseball on HTS. By New Miller Beer, the brand new beer from Miller with big flavor that goes down easy. By Safeway Food and Drug, nobody does it better. By the National Capital Area Jeep Eagle dealers. By Mountain Dew, do the do. And by Hoover, nobody gets the dirt like Hoover, nobody. Executive producer of HTS is Bill Brown. Tonight's game was produced by Bill Bell. Directed by Sheldon Schemmer. Our associate producer was Derek Manning. Baseball returns to HTS tomorrow night at 7:30 when the Orioles and Twins resume their 3-game series. The evening gets underway live at 7 o'clock with Tom Davis and the Orioles Report. For Mike Flanagan and Tom Davis, I'm Mel Proctor saying so long from Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Orioles Baseball was a presentation of Group W and the Baltimore Orioles.
Southwest Airlines, the official airline of HTS.